y'all, what's going on? What's going on? So this is like a watch along critique of interview. I usually don't do this that much because I usually watch the episode and take notes and then come to y'all with a live. But I'm gonna do something different today. I'm gonna watch along, critique it, and hopefully when y'all watch it with me as a premiere or a playback, you can give your opinions and share your thoughts of it. I have sped up the video so it won't be sitting for so long because I think the episode's like 2 hours. So I sped it up a little bit. So hopefully I keep up, and hopefully I can keep up with the interview. And during the periods of the interview, I will pause and I'll give my feedback or I pick my opinion about what he said and stuff like that. Now keep in mind, I did saw Jesse. Shout out to YouTuber Jesse Wu, and she had the terrorist the person who's doing the interview, and he explained his side of things and how he did the interview. Because I know a lot of people didn't really like how he didn't really feel in how he did the interview so much, and they could have held him feet to the fire because there's a lot of information out there. Now, some of y'all probably know more than me because I watched some bits and pieces of some of the evidence of what was portrayed or what was shown about this scenario. So I know little some things, but I don't know everything. So it's like, it's interesting when y'all watching with me, y'all can share your opinions. If y'all seen any evidence or something like that I missed, that y'all can put down, or it's something that I didn't explain and y'all see it and y'all will explain, y'all go ahead and put it down in the chat. But without further ado, hold up. Hey y'all, what's going on? How y'all doing? Shine bright like a diamond. You're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. What's going on? So I got the interview here, a little bit small, so I want to show you my face more in this. So hopefully y'all can just listen. So like that. And if this works out well and there's no issues by we putting it out there because it's on YouTube, so it's not like I'll copy anything. But I will paste the interview, the video of the interview in the comment section or in the description box down below. And I will do more of these if y'all enjoy it. All right. So let's start this. And like I said, hopefully y'all can keep up with me too, guys. I'll speed it up to half speed, 1.5 speed. So hopefully it's not too fast, but we'll get into it.
With me, walk with me. You're gonna talk with me.
Yeah. So let me tell you this real quick. So the Dear Future Wifey podcast is a safe space. I know prior to you coming here today, you didn't know anything about Dear Future Wifey podcast. After being asked to come on, you watched a couple episodes, correct?
Absolutely.
And first of all, what did you think about it?
I think this is a great podcast. I think this is the only podcast for me to come on and speak.
Keep in mind, I haven't been watching my Dear Wifey podcast like that either. The last time I watched my Dear Wifey podcast was on when Danae Jackson and the husband was on it, and he did interview for both one of the people. So I wanted to get the sides, her side and his side of things. And I did talk about it on my channel of their story, how it came to be. But since then, I really haven't been watching his stuff. But I do know he have give people a chance to sit down, talk, and he wants to agenda is healing people, and so they take something away from this. So I don't know if Tyler gonna get anything from this, but this is what he does. So he gave Tyler a safe space because I think everybody been talking but him. So even though I don't condone what he did, I want to hear what his side of things. If he gonna come forward. Now I don't think he gonna really tell the truth based on what opinions, feedback that I say people see and what they telling me when I read. Yes, he's not telling the whole truth. Or he just like to lie. They call him liar. So it's like, we're going to see how much of his lies we can debunk or go through. But that's my thing on my Future White podcast. So like that. So this is what it is.
My truth. From watching what I've seen, you give a platform to people to speak their truth, a comfortable space. Feel like you're not looking for any clicks. You're looking for honesty. You're just looking for someone to come here and speak and just.
Now, Tyler, will you be honest? Will you be honest? You say you're looking for me for honesty, but you're going to sit here. Let's see.
Like you said, chop it up. And just,
chop it up.
We're here to talk.
I have an agenda on this episode. I have an agenda because it's all about healing. As a Black man, I love you. I care about you. I care about your emotional well-being. Along with that, I care about Bri. I care about Deshauna, and I care about, most importantly, your queen that took vows with you, and that's Ashley. And the reason why I say most importantly is that when people take vows with their particular person, hopefully we all take them for better or for worse, through sickness and health, and till death do we part, among other things. And so when this queen took these vows with you, she's getting a lot of negativity. She's getting a lot of people saying that she is unwise with marrying you, when this whole experiment and this experience that y'all went through is an opportunity for her to date outside of her typical preference and to have an emotional connection with somebody that supersedes the physical. Yeah. Luckily, both y'all are attractive people, so y'all won both ways. But a lot of times people are saying that she lost by taking a vow with you with the information that has come to the world's knowledge. What do you feel about your wife being attacked as much as she is?
For me, this is attack me. I've said it multiple times, attack me. She had nothing to do with this situation. I will say 20 times anywhere, she does not condone leaving kids. She doesn't condone abandoning kids. She loves all her nephews. She's a very...
You hear what he said? His wife, Ashley, because y'all know what, if you have not watched Love is Blind. Love is Blind is a show where it's a social experiment. I remember people have, but if you didn't have it, let me explain a little bit. Love is Blind is a social experiment where people find love sight unseen, meaning that they will talk to each other and take away the physicality. Because sometimes people judge based on the physical, and then it doesn't go further from that. So in the dating world, you try to eliminate that and connect an emotional level. So when you have emotional connectivity, then the guy will propose, and then rare occasion the girl will propose. But mostly 95% the guys will propose. I say 98, all right? And they say yes, and then they meet each other the first time. Sometimes it's go well. People like what they see. Sometimes people don't like what they see. So they gotta try and see if they can build a physical connection after they have built an emotional connection. And then they go through an experiment. Now with Tyler and Ashley, they had their little moment. And I know he said some things that was like kind of red flaggish. Like he said, "Oh, if you meet people, they're gonna say that they might not say the nice things about me." So she was like, "Oh." I would say it's like what they will say about you. If you go tell me that a lot of people will say this, so that means something's going on with you. So that's that. And then through the season, he did mention that, oh, yeah, I have some sperm babies. It's like that. And he has some kids. And the way how he explained the kids, that it was just a sperm donation. That's what he's saying. But we had to find out that he got 3 kids, and one of them was more of the sperm kind of scenario. And the other ones was conceived naturally. Based on what we know, not all the evidence. I know that for the fact. And based on evidence that has been shown, case. Watch Storytime with Ricky. She's a TikToker, and I think she's on YouTube. And Jessie Wu. That's where I got most of my information from, those 2 ladies. Mainly for Jessie Wu. I don't watch Storytime with Ricky that much because only time I see her when she was on Jessie Wu. But they showcase most of the facts and the evidence of that. And so for him to say she doesn't condone people abandoning the kids or kids not having fathers like that, I'll say, so why is she still with you? Because she's with you now. And she's windmilling people on your behalf. So I'm understanding that I don't understand why, if she don't condone this, is she staying with you for this matter of fact in this moment. But we'll see how things goes and whatnot. But I want to be with someone who will tell me they abandoned their own kids. As the experiment, all that stuff. I'm not doing that because I grew up in a single parent household. My father didn't raise me. So it's like there's a lot of households that have similar background than me. And you think if I ever have children, I would abandon my kid? No. I don't care what the circumstances. If you step up to your father, you need to be that. Especially if you have a woman like Vi who just wants you to be there for the kids. She didn't even ask for money. Now she is asking for money now, like child support, stuff like that, because she's taking you legally on court. But step up, just be there. That's all she was asking for. But you couldn't even do that.
A loving person. What people don't understand, or they do understand, they just want to hear sometimes, is it's been a year.
Yeah.
she has information and people say, no, you don't. She doesn't have to share her personal information. Does she check me for things? Absolutely. That's what a wife does. Will she check me in front of cameras? No, I wouldn't do it to her either.
That's good.
So what we talk about in...
All right, that's good. You don't have to check in front of the cameras, but she needs to stop doing interviews on your behalf too. Because she only going about what you tell her and not her little thing. Now, she says she know all the truth and everything, and she got information she checks you behind the scenes. What are you doing about it? It's just been a year later. Have you still seen the kids yet? No. So, what if you tell us?
Private, a lot of it may never be public. And I get that what was shown was entertainment.
Right.
It was entertainment, but now our lives are real. So the part that you've seen on TV, what was shown, that was the entertaining part. This is real. So if she doesn't step in front of camera and drag me through the mud like everyone else is doing, she's a pygmy, she's a bird. She's not that at all. You won't check her in her face. I'll tell you that, because I won't either.
My question to you.
How you know? You think people scared? You think people scared of Ashley? Yeah, the way they check her on freaking social media and stuff like that. I probably will check her in person because she does feel like a pygmy, but whatever. But she needs to stop women on your behalf. That's what I'm saying.
You is what made you decide to go on Netflix's Love is Blind?
And I honestly mean it. I don't watch TV. Ashley can vouch for me. I don't watch reality TV. I'm still old school. I go to the movies, still buy popcorn to the movies. They reached out on my LinkedIn. I had no clue what the show was about. Went through the entire process, figured it wasn't a scam because they didn't ask for any bank information. So I was like, we're good here. Got on the show. Once going to the show, I just figured I've tried Love.
Oh, they ain't ask for no bank information. Okay, so you think they scammed because they didn't ask? You thought it was a scammer, but they didn't ask for no bank information. Yes. If people would ask for money and stuff like that, yes, it would be a scam. But the fact that he never watched the show and somebody from LinkedIn reach out to you, producer or whatever reach out to you, why did he reach out to you on LinkedIn? What was the point of that? Just to have you on the show.
Love every other way. You know, I've done the dating apps, I've been in these streets, and nothing comes from it. It's so hard to find a wife. So if you have an opportunity to try something out of the norm, not saying that I was going for a wife, but why not go try? Luckily, I came out with a wife, but it was all worth it. We know why not.
So from a curiosity standpoint, after they started entertaining you in the DMs, did it make you go and watch the previous seasons?
No, so I had asked, like, should I go watch? But I'm a study type of person. So if I watch something, I'm watching it to study.
And you start calculating how you're supposed to
Yes, and then trying to act like specific people. And they're like, no, if that's who you are, don't even go look. So I avoided watching the show for that specific reason because I'm just going to be me and this is what you'll get.
So going on the show, you were prepared to actually, if all things and all hearts and minds are clear, that you said, I will get married at the end of this experiment.
Oh, absolutely. Any of my friends, family can tell you that that's all I've ever wanted was love. So I'm like a love searching. I didn't get it much growing up. So I'm someone who just constantly seeks love.
What do you mean you didn't get it much growing up?
So my dad wasn't around, which was shown. My mom was a survivor. You know, people grow up surviving. She had to work all these jobs. So for us, it was me, my brother, and my sister. And all we had was each other fun outside. There was no kisses goodnight. There was no I love yous. I think the first time my mom told me she loved me, I was about to get deployed overseas. I was leaving. That was the first time in 19 years I heard her say it.
And what's your position in the military?
I was a cook.
You was a cook?
Yeah. I heard some other stuff. And yeah, I don't know. I was a cook on a ship. So I know people are running around saying I was these other things. I wasn't. I was a cook.
So you're no longer in the military now?
No, I got out in 2017.
But you do have a government job now?
No. So I was working for Exelon Energy for a long time, which was nuclear security. And now I do sales. So I run a business called Red Wall Systems. It's a franchise, but it's me running the entire business.
So people online have been saying you've been misleading people on your profession.
No, when I applied for the show, I was nuclear security. So I had been there for 10 years. Okay. So I've done it for a very long time. And I wanted to get away from it because it was a very boring.
But also on the show, your profession kept changing from nuclear security to sales to this to that. So your things was changing throughout the show because your title was changed. So it was misleading to us.
It was boring. So you protect it, but it was a sit there. I didn't get to talk to people every day. I'm someone who loves to interact with people. So I was like, what can I do? Switched over to sales. Ended up with a great guy. His name's Drew. He runs the entire business. And he was like, look, I bought a franchise. I trust you. Let's see if you can run it. And I've been there for almost 10 months, almost coming up on a year now.
Were you surprised when I named the people I cared about? When I said I care about Bree, I care about Deshauna. One group of people that I left out that are extremely important are the kids. So I definitely care about them. Was that like, why you care about Deshauna? Why you care about Bri? I said Bree, but Bri, did that shock you to hear me say I care about them?
No, it didn't shock me. From speaking or watching your platform, if you're a God-fearing man, I don't expect you to not love anyone else, you know?
Because I believe in healing. I believe that everybody has a story that they've lived, these experiences that they have, the way they see and view life and relationships, how they're viewing you. People that are watching this podcast are going to be viewing you through their own trauma. The things that you say are going to either trigger them because they're going, I met a guy just like him, but you're not talking to Tyler. Like you're hearing Ray. You're hearing
it's PTSD.
Joe. Yes, and so you're responding out of that. And so what I try to do on the Dear Future Wifey podcast is to create a safe space where you, sir, who's sitting on this yellow couch, you have the opportunity to share truth. I don't like when people say your truth. I don't like people say I'm gonna share my truth, because if I've convinced myself that a lie is a truth, then I'm sharing my truth.
Right.
It's a lie, but I'm sharing it as truth.
Absolutely.
To me. I care about the truth. And so the Dear Future Wifey podcast is set up just like that, to be able to say, listen, I start this podcast showing my own story.
So if you care about the truth, because I know he was on, shout out to Jessie Wu, her YouTube channel. He said he didn't do much research of all of this. So I think he only did 30%. So how much was he going to get out of this? Now I know he usually don't do research. I think that's out of his realm. He just wanted to sit there and just have a first-hand experience with his guests. So I understand maybe this time he wants to do a little bit of research, but if you're going to do it, go all the way 100%. So I was like, you should have prepared more. But he did explain his approach to things.
And I'm sharing this with you is because what I'm opening up the door for you to be is totally transparent and vulnerable. When I start the podcast, the first year of the podcast, God told me, hey, share with the audience. I had 500 subscribers at the time. Share with the audience of your infidelity in your past marriage. That happened 5 years prior to me starting this podcast. And I'm like, well, why would you want me to do that? When I started sharing about my infidelity in this episode I did with Joey Greco, who was the former host of the show Cheaters. Okay. And it's a good buddy of mine. And I had him come on the podcast and I shared that. And I sent the episode to my ex-wife before it's released, which is something I'm gonna do with you. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Whatever is shared on this episode, because I care about the value of marriage, I'm going to allow you something I never do. I'm going to give you the footage. I'm gonna send you a link for Ashley to watch it so that she can be prepared with whatever is shared in this, that when it drops in 3 days, she can be prepared for it. I don't like for spouses to be blindsided on anything. I'll say all that to say, I want you to operate in truth and transparency and vulnerability and honesty on today.
So he means he gonna share this interview to Ashley so she won't be blindsided when it airs out. It's like that. Okay, but I want to know if, I don't know Ashley had. I'm not in their marriage. But after seeing this and the fact that if we go to see it and he's not telling a consistent story, I don't know how you're going to feel. Like you say, you check some. So hopefully you do check some if you're going on this interview and his story is not consistent. Meaning that because I do know he does ask a same type of question different ways and see if he would get the same answer, but I was heard from feedback of people that he keeps consistently changes the answers.
Today's episode. Can I get your buy-in on that?
I got it. Let's do it.
All right. So that's what it is. So off the top, the biggest thing happened when you began to share that you had a child. You said a child in the after y'all got out of the pods, after y'all got back from the honeymoon, that you say, wasn't even a honeymoon, but the trips that y'all went to, and y'all came back and you shared that. Hindsight being 2020, do you think you should have shared that while y'all were in the pods?
So here's the thing why I didn't share it in the pods. And I can't ever go back and, I always think like, should I have done something differently? I can't regret the decisions I made. I will stick on that. But I honestly tried to protect that family. They didn't sign up for the show. At no point could I talk about that.
Of course.
And I get getting engaged is a huge step. And I try to put myself in the real world because there's a lot of real world dating that was going on in the.
So how are you admitting that you have kids is protecting that family? You keep saying that family. Why are you admitting it would be protecting them? What's there to be protected? If you have children, you have children, especially if you had a topic of conversation. That's what the problem we have. Now you saying you would protect them because by mentioning them, but that's part of your life, right? So you should have shared that. And then maybe she probably would have or would not have married you or be with you. You did that, admit that, so because you wanted her to fall for you. And then after she be on it, and then you want to share it.
The pods. If I was to date someone for a month, 2 months, I don't tell them everything right away.
Right.
So this, I was being upfront and I was trying to find there was never going to be a right time to tell Ashley. And looking back.
The right time to tell her was at the pods. When you had the conversation, when you first had a conversation with the kids, you said, hey, Ashley, I want to let you know I have children. Now, I'm going to put close to the sperm thing because that's kind of risky, but I'm going to say, all right, he got the first sperm, was the first spermation, but the last of the twins was conceived naturally. That's straight on board. They all said the same thing. The ex-wife, bride. Now, I don't know if you're going to say it, Because every time we talk about this, they always dance around the twins. They never really trying to talk about the twins that much, but they always talk about the first one.
Sure, absolutely. I can't sit here and say that I wouldn't. I just can't change it, but I definitely should have mentioned that. And I said it on the reunion. It wasn't showed. Omission is not okay. I omitted to Ashley, and I admitted to that. That's something that I'll stand on, that I was wrong for. So I do wish that, in my mind, if I could go back, I do wish that I could have told her.
Why?
Just to get her a feel, so it doesn't feel like I swindle her into a relationship. You know, when me and Ashley have conversations, again, private conversations, I sometimes get the feeling, not that she does feel this way, but that her decision might have been different. You know, you don't know. We are married and love each other now.
Yeah, her decision might have been different. That's the point. That's why you admitted it. Because you wanted her to fall. And then you want to tell her after she already had emotions and feelings to it.
Now, but who knows what have happened. And if you're walking by faith, whether I told her or not, if that's my person, she would still be my person.
Facts. That's what I totally believe in. I believe in total transparency. And so, because that is an interesting thing that you bring up, is that legally, if I donated sperm, and it's such a tricky situation, because if I donated sperm and people adopt kids all the time, and it's just so many, try not to unpack it all because it can be very tricky. What I mean by that is that I adopted a child before.
Okay.
I adopted my child. Yeah, I adopted my nephew, and then I adopted a total stranger, my son Armani. But in it, they asked, do you want this to be a closed adoption? As a closed adoption, the parents don't know. I can change his name. I can do all this stuff, and they can, the records are sealed, and they have no knowledge of who adopted their child. Closed adoption. I went for open adoption because I believe in everything being open and whatnot. So with that being said, if the child was younger and I decided to do a closed adoption and never let my child know until I feel like it's the right time to tell my child he or she was adopted, I, as the parent, have the right to do that, which now removes the right from you to get on the show and say, hey, yeah, I donated sperm and this is what it was or whatever. And then your fiance begins to ask questions, and then you got a shucking job about how you answer it because all of this has been recorded. Right. So you don't know what the TV is going to, it becomes very tricky in that scenario. Yeah, because it's like, she could be like, hey man, you go in there and share it and stuff like that. Like, what are you, like, it can get real crazy. So when I ask these questions, when I say, should you have done that, hindsight being 2020, I'm asking it based upon with the knowledge that you have, with all parties being included, because you know whether or not she would have been upset with you sharing it, what y'all's relationship was at that time, and how people that know how y'all were connected to each other, where they say, oh, I already knew that he was a donor or whatever. I don't know all that. But you're saying hindsight being 2020, you should have said, yes.
This is all laid up front because Ashley has nothing. You know, she comes with no baggage. She was up front. She went in and was very vulnerable. Me saying, trying to protect, I feel like when I say it, I'm trying to protect the family. It's a cop-out. You know, in my mind, I feel like.
What do you mean we say protect the family?
Because they didn't sign up for it. So I didn't want anyone exactly what they're doing, digging, searching. These kids' birth certificates are on social medias, websites. It went from being about the kids, what everyone said it was, to let's tear Tyler down, but these kids have been pushed to the back burner. As you're smearing me, you're forgetting to protect these kids. And people are missing that part. Like, again, I'm okay with taking.
I mean, we're not missing the point. I mean, has people went in and digging stuff? Yes, because I'm not that type of person. What did you tell me on the show is what you told me to show what I get out of it. And when I find out for everything else, and with the children mother came out and stuff like that, that's enough for me to believe that you was involved and you are the fault of the kids and stuff like that. So you say you try to protect it, stay out of it, and leave things out of it. It's like, what is that? Like, it's hard to even grasp that when you try to raise it in that way, and people say, "Oh, it's not about the kids; it blames everybody else but you." But you, the one who did protect your children by lying, and you be straight up with everything. Then we would have been okay. You know what? He's told the truth. This is what he is. But no, you were dancing and dodging, acting like things, scrubbing your social media and stuff like that. You're not upfront because you was very upfront and you very okay with what you're doing and your truth. Then you would leave out and open. And if it was searched and it's out there, you would have been doing interviews. While she's doing interviews. Now you just the first time you're talking, but you blame anybody else for searching and digging the birth certificates like that because you went out there and spoke half truth or a lie about how your children were brought into the world.
Taking the heat for the omission part, for certain parts that I played in people's lives. I'll never be perfect. Trying to be a perfect person, husband, it'll never be. But I do just wish I told Ashley up front and let her make that decision. She's, for the most part, I'm gonna speak for her. She's happy. I'm not holding her down. I don't have her handcuffed. She's a very strong, intelligent woman who makes great decisions her entire life.
It's the event of the...
She asked you, have you seen the kids before? Why did you answer that question like that? And you said, maybe I know. See, that's
So it was like I don't know. It was like a look around. I don't know. So that was me trying to avoid. And then as I said it to avoid, I realized we were filming. So that night, as soon as camera stopped, I was like, okay, we had conversations off camera. And I'm like, look, I don't want to talk about this. I had mentioned multiple times, Ashley, I don't want to talk about this on camera. And she was like, we have to. Like, I feel a certain type of way now. I can't interact. We have been so loving. Up to that point, people loved us because the way we loved each other. That was coming to a halt because I came out and told her on my own the night prior. So then that came up and I'm like, I'm trying to avoid this on camera. I really was.
Well, my thing is, what prompted you to say something then when you've been a minute all the time? And you said off camera, so the fact that you was hoping that she would not bring this on camera. And then she brought it on camera. Y'all reacted to see so y'all could showcase authenticity when she told us that you reenacted your conversation so you could bring it on camera to have a conversation because it won't be feel right. Leaving people out of things when they see that her face expression would be different and she would have different energy. But it didn't mean anything now because she still married you, so it is what it is. But what prompted you to say something now then instead of saying it in the beginning when you should have said it? Did something alerted you? Did you get a text? Did something? Because at that point, I think they got their phones back and stuff like that. So he might was on social media. He might was getting texts and everything. So I was like, what prompted you now?
When she asked, it was like a quick avoidance, escape. How can I get away from this? And I was like, I don't know. Told Ashley, the picture showed her. Yes, they know what I look like. The involvement. We went through the steps of talking. We still talk. We still have very uncomfortable conversations to this day. So it was a cop out is what it was.
Good. Glad you own that. Because for you to question whether or not your child, well, let me ask you this because I want to make sure I respect how I'm wording stuff. Do you consider those? Well, we're gonna talk about the one that was the donor situation, and I'm saying one is I'm gonna have you answer the twins. But do you look at them as your child?
That's tough. I'll be honest. So that is a tough question, and I say it because I haven't been actively involved. I know that's what's running around on the internet, but I haven't. I was around the son a lot more, only because we were living in the same building. He was around. There's a lot going on. As the twins were born, no, I wasn't around them for almost 4 years. So you'll see her mom post videos, and it's saying, "Who is that? Who's that?" She's trying to convince them who I am because they didn't know who I was. So I haven't.
The twins.
Yeah. Yep. So
and the twins are girls.
Yes, twin girls. Yep. And she's trying to convince the kids that who I am because I wasn't around, and it's a very sticky situation because I don't feel like a father. And I've told this to Bri herself that I don't feel like a father. What I feel like is a glorified babysitter that you need money from. These kids have been.
He felt like a glorified babysitter that you need money from. First of all, I never knew that a babysitter pays the person to watch their kids. You pay the babysitter. So how does you a glorified babysitter? If that's the case, will you be getting paid for it? Now you need money from. That don't make any damn sense. And then he said he haven't been active around the kids for like 4 years. Okay, keep that in mind. He said that. I was like, wow, a glorified babysitter that you need money from. No. So she just used you, like you're saying, to watch her kids, according to you? Mm-hmm.
Raised the past 4 or 5 years with another woman. She's engaged. So they have been raised in a 2-woman household, which I initially was signing up for. So I had to be okay with that if I did step back.
Right.
And it's not an easy situation to step out of. Like, I do feel for the kids. But the more clarity I get, I'm just a people pleaser, extreme people pleaser. So Bri has a way of being convincing where she's like, she'll go through an argument with her fiance or whoever she's dating at the time. She's wrapped in a relationship. And she's like, hey, can you come back around? Can you be around? And I think I'm making bad decisions. Like, maybe I should be in their lives. And I'm not putting it on her because I'm still a grown man making decisions on my own.
Absolutely.
But the touch and go of he's been active this entire time, it's not true. The pictures you do see, they are very intimate. Holidays, birthdays. I don't even looking at the pictures, I don't feel like a father.
So answer this. Here's a picture where you had dad on your shirt. Why would you wear a shirt like that if you wasn't going to play the role of father?
So I initially stepped up to play that role as father.
At what stage?
Right before the twins were born. I had already agreed to step in. I would be a part of it. Another misconception is that I named the twins. Bri was dating a girl who named those twins.
Okay.
So a girl has always played a major part in these kids' lives. They gave one of the twins my middle name, but that was her and the girl she was dating. She named those kids.
So you had no say.
But yet, you was there with delivery. You was there cutting the umbilical cord. You was there with the twins' birth. It's like this is stuff that came out when people was digging and stuff like that. So for the fact that you say, "Oh, I was not there," so who was else in the room with y'all in delivery? So you didn't name the kids? Okay. He always keeps saying, "Oh, Brian has a little girl. Brian had a new girl." So his reason for because Brian got a new girlfriend, he steps out. I said, "No, you just said you initially step up to be a father, and it's proven that you said text messages. You show that everybody saying that you want to be a father because you didn't have a father in your life growing up, so you don't want your kids not have a father. You stepped up. Then you want to take a step back because you get another relationship you didn't mind before."
So let's go all the way back.
Yeah.
We don't got to the other twins. I'm gonna go right from the very beginning. How did this donor situation take place with the first child?
Yeah, so me and Brian were close friends, extremely close friends, hung out almost every other day, if not. She hung with all the guys. She's one of the homies, to be honest. Like, she is super cool, and I'll never take that from her. Her and her wife were trying to start a family. Her wife has a daughter, but they wanted to have a kid together. They went to the sperm donor bank. They charge per, I don't know if you know this, I found out with them, they charge for every, sounds like a 2K game, but for every attribute. So if you want to be with, yeah, that's what I was thinking about, because it's like an attribute. So if you want to be with, if you want your sperm donor to be black, if you want him to be 6 foot, if you want him to be educated, you have to pay per. You can go in and just say, I want black or white, and that'll be bottom line. But if you want to, add some things on, you have to pay for those things, and they couldn't afford it. So I was like, look, I'll help y'all out. They had some home kit where it's like a cup. You do your business in a cup. You give it to them. They do what they want with it. They had their family. The wife did leave right before or right after the son was born.
Oh, let's go back. What year is this?
This was 20. I'll have to double check the facts. And I don't want to sit here and say, I want to say 2017, 2018.
So 2017, 2018. And you decided to donate your sperm in order for your friend and her wife to have a kid. And that would be your first kid ever.
Yes.
And what did the people around you, did you consult your mom? Did you ask your friends, like, what do you think about this?
Yeah, my mom was like, not a good idea. Maybe not a good idea. But again, me and my mom had a relationship that I made a lot of great decisions in my life. So if I'm making one, she trusts that I'm making good decisions. Friends were like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, like, I don't see it an issue because I feel like I've lived 30 lives. And at that time, I think I was 26, 27. I thought that was old. Like, I wasn't married. I didn't have a house. I think my life wasn't going as planned. And I didn't have kids. All my friends and family have kids. And I was like, why not help someone? I'm never going to have a family. I'm never going to have kids. What's it hurt to help someone else have a family? So when I stepped up, I'm like, sure, it's not a problem for me. I didn't think twice.
That's interesting. That's a big commitment. And so, of course, you're 27 years old. So that's why I like putting stuff in context. Because sometimes you may look at somebody at 34 or 45 and you're talking to them in the knowledge that they have currently, not realizing, if you asked me some questions when I was 18, that was a different Latavius, And so here you are, 27, 28-ish, making this decision. You donate sperm. What was the agreement during that time? I'm going to donate and disappear.
No, so we were still friends. They were stationed in the area. It was, you donate, if you're around, you'll be Uncle Ty. You'll be uncle around. And I didn't see an issue. So they had a daughter that came from her wife on her side. And I was around her all the time. If you see me around kids, I love kids. So I was like, oh, that's not an issue. Why not? I'll be the uncle.
With someone talking about, I think it was Deshauna was saying that her original desire was, if it was going to be a donor situation, it had to be somebody that they didn't know. Is that true?
No, that's not true at all. I was friends with all of them. We hung out every day. So I don't know why that would even be a thing. Because we were all cool. I was hanging around her daughter. Why would I then donate sperm and then we just don't become friends anymore?
Or she's saying don't use Tyler period. Just go find Joe Schmo. Get a total stranger into it.
She's the one who said
it wouldn't have been better to get a stranger instead of someone, a close friend. I know you would have had a close friend and it'd be good and everything, but you was too close to home. So I think the reason why she said that, now I do know the ex-wife went on and shared her side of things, not with Ricky and Jesse Wu, but I think she did another one with Little Black Book 91 on YouTube. And I didn't watch that, so I'll probably watch that later on. But I think she cleared up some misconceptions, something like that. But I do feel like it would be better if it was someone else instead of you at home, because it will be a tricky situation how they're come and be. Because maybe you want to step up, you maybe want to be a father, you want to have the rights, which happening, it was rightfully so, because we do know they took it to court. So that's hopefully that comes up in this interview. But we do know that, yes, maybe you feel like, oh, snap. I might have a kid, so let me step up, even though it wasn't a typical type of scenario.
thank you. They thanked me multiple times. I got receipts.
Well, where you got? Yeah, I want to see some thank yous because I want to start seeing some text messages and stuff. So y'all were cool.
Yes.
He said he got receipts. Okay. You say you got it. You should have showed the receipts right then. You should have showed it. That's what I was like. You say you got receipts, show the receipts right when you say it, so we could see your proof. Like if you say this happened this time, here, bam, this is the receipt. This happened, bam, this is here.
So when the child was born, Were you a part of their lives? And we say part, y'all are friends, but how active were y'all? Were y'all just cool, but y'all see each other every so often? Or now that she's pregnant, you're like a regular person in their life. You're seeing her, you know, every other week or every other day or talking to her daily. What was that relationship like?
No, so it wasn't like I went along with the pregnancy. None of the pregnancies did I ever go process day in, day out with. And no, we all lived in the same building. So I lived down on the first floor. Her and her wife lived on the third floor. So we would hang out.
Now he said another pregnancy I was in and out, but I did show y'all he was there for the twins and do the process. They showed you a video where he was there when she was getting the sonogram and saw the babies in the and he was video recording. And he was in the delivery room where they saw him here with scrubs on and he's holding the twins. Like, so why you say you was not there around for the pregnancies? So this is exactly what people saying he's lying. Because now he tried to make it seem like he was not attached at all. And all of this.
We would do game nights. All friends would come over. It was still a friendship. You know, once I helped them and Bride did become pregnant, the relationship didn't change at all. I still was just hanging around them as if they were my friends. I would talk to them once a week. What are y'all doing Saturday? We're gonna come over. So we would drink. Not her, 'cause she was pregnant, but she would drink. Her wife would, and we would hang out just to be in company.
Were you in a relationship at that time?
No, I wasn't.
So when were you allegedly engaged with another woman at the time?
That was the end of 2016.
And so in 2016, was the child, she was still pregnant with the child, right?
No. She wasn't pregnant or didn't have the kid until September. I don't remember September, but I'm trying to think if it was 2018 or 2017. So around that time.
So the narrative that's going out where you took your then fiance to a baby shower, what are they referring to?
No, she wasn't at a baby shower. Me and I actually talked about this. I've never went to a baby shower with her. And that situation, which is...
Okay, you try to play on words. So you never went to a baby shower, but did you went to the gender reveal party? It was somewhere before because it was showcased. It was a picture that you was there. See, all this stuff is out and proven. So it's like for you to come here and say, oh, I never went to a baby shower. So if I wasn't a baby shower, was it a gender reveal party? You took her somewhere because there's pictures there. So how you explain that?
Extremely wild. She's the one who cheated. I have the receipts for those as well. She's the one who cheated. And then we stopped living. Me and my ex-fiance was living together. I caught her texting her ex, is what it was, which a lot of people don't know. And there are receipts for that. And there's a lot of deep, dark secrets that people are trying to spill about me where I'm like, they're not true, but I have a lot on you and your family. So, like I said, I didn't come here to trash anyone, but I will keep that person's name out of it completely just because
of course, and you should.
She hasn't come public and said her name, but I know she's been sending little subliminals. But I've never cheated on her. So
her saying that you came, so which baby shower are they talking about? Allegedly. Are they talking about the first child?
Yes.
And they saying that you were engaged, you took your fiance to this baby shower, not letting your fiance know that you were in fact the donor of said child.
No.
They just made this whole story up.
When we were done, the thing is, what's being ran around is that I did that, she found out, and she left me.
Right.
No, that's not what happened. We were done. I gave her the common courtesy of like, hey, when it was time after Bride's wife left, me and Bride talked like, hey, I'll step into his life and do all these things. Me and my ex-fiance were already done and broken up. I gave her the courtesy. I still have that receipt as well. Hey, this is what happened.
And not even put out one damn receipts yet. One damn receipt. Keep saying he got receipts, but he not even put one damn receipts.
Just letting you know, how dare you? You're dead to me. All these things. We were already not living together. We were already on bad terms because she had cheated. We weren't together. She had cheated. She was still trying to get me back. But I stepped back. I was hands off. Like, I'm good. I don't want to be with you anymore.
You know, everybody's a problem. She cheated. She did this. She did that. She did that. Like, you didn't do nothing. You gave her a common courtesy to let go and all that stuff like that. Boy, you act like you was a saint.
More. I said I would try, but in your 20s, someone cheats on you, your whole world's over. And I don't want no part of it.
Yeah.
Like, we were living together. And again, people can deny it. I have them.
Well, I'm gonna ask you to show it to me a little bit. The question is simple as this. Did she go to the baby shower?
No.
So he just made this whole story up. They knew that this woman came to a baby shower. They just put this lady here and that never ever happened.
I honestly don't recall her ever going to a baby shower. I'm being completely honest. I do not recall her going to a baby shower.
They post a picture of your ex-fiance at a baby shower with you. Like, boy, you got to show me.
You got to show me because I'm telling you that the timing of it didn't line up or add up. Like I said, we were already on outs.
Well, let me ask you this then. Were you engaged with this woman at the same time she was pregnant with the first child?
It was the end of our engagement. Yes. Yes.
All right.
I'll give you just a yes.
So did your fiance know that you had donated sperm to Bri during that time?
No.
Okay. So you didn't tell her that either. Why not?
You didn't tell her. See, that's a problem. Like, so the fact that you going to try to tell us that she was not there, but then you go around and tell us that you didn't purposely tell her that you donated sperm. So at the end of the day, who are we supposed to believe? Not you, because at the end of the day, so I do believe she was there and you never told her.
We were already on our way out. So
you got 9 months of pregnancy.
No, so that's what I'm saying. It was the time after I found out she cheated. So once she cheated, it was already, so we hadn't officially ended. We were still seeing each other, but we weren't living together. That's the thing. So we were done. She hadn't given a ring back.
But when did y'all get engaged? I'm talking about during what time donation happened in relationship to the donation and the girlfriend relationship with your fiance? Wouldn't that happen around the same time?
3-month difference span. So after I found out she cheated, it was about 2 to 3 months after that where I was like, I'll help you.
No, take the cheating out. Take from, this is a woman in my life. I'm dating this woman right here.
Yeah.
I'm donating some sperm to this other lady. When does this lady, at what stage did this happen? I donated, I'll give you months. I started dating this woman in January 2016. My homegirl, I say, let me go ahead and help you. I'm gonna donate some sperm to you in March of 2016. The same month, 3 months later, 4 months later, I end up breaking up with her. Was she in your life while you were before? What stage was it when you donated the sperm while this woman is in your life?
At the end of after our relationship.
So after your relationship was over, then you donated sperm.
Yes.
Okay. So the question was, so that's what you're saying is that this relationship was already over, and now
I'm helping someone else. Yes, because that's where I'm at the point where
you say
I'll never find love. Yes, I'll never be with anyone.
Now that makes sense. I'm never gonna find anybody. This woman done cheated on me. Now that makes sense. I can resonate with that. I'm never gonna find anybody. This woman I was engaged to, she cheated on me. Boom, forget it. Oh, I can be a help of service to somebody else?
Why not?
Let me go ahead and help.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Tyler? No, I understand. You got to.
Yeah. Because he had to ask you the same question over and over again and try to get clarity. And because he kept dancing around things, it's like, okay, so based on what Tyler's saying, if you believe him or not, is that when he donated sperm was after he broke up with the fiance at the time. And he donated sperm. Okay? That's what it's saying. And then that's when he decided to help Bride and her ex-wife to conceive.
A very
sticky situation.
Yeah, your life is, boy, Jesus. So because you got some decisions, because you be making life decisions, and it's just.
And that's the thing is, which I realized, I never had any proper guidance.
I see.
So the decisions I'm making, I've always based it on, I'm successful, I can do this. Standing back, like, no, I couldn't have done this. Maybe I should have had a mentor. Maybe I had someone to talk to, but I didn't have anyone around me at the time to talk me through any of this.
And you're 27 years old, your frontal lobe just got developed last year.
That's what I'm saying. Men don't fully mature until what? They say 33, 34, something like
but
that.
the frontal lobe isn't developed oftentimes to about 25, 26. Yeah. And the frontal lobe is a part of your brain where the logic side of your brain.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting. So here it is. So now this child is born. The agreement was you're just uncle.
Correct.
And did y'all go as deep to say that as uncle, this child will never know that you're the donor?
Correct. Yep.
For life.
Yes.
This kid was
we didn't go through the entire for life. It was like, I'll be the uncle. They were married, so I didn't expect them to ever get divorced.
People know two women can't have a kid together, so
the
kid got to come from somewhere. Yeah. So I'm saying.
So which I'm still comfortable to this day, if they ever get to of age where they want to know who I am and have a relationship with me,
they just go look on the internet and they'll find out.
That's what now it is. Yeah. You don't have to go far.
So the reality is, what was it agreed upon? See, I like to go back to what I always say, are all hearts and minds clear? Now, it seems the more we talk, the more that certainly these conversations may not have been had to the extent that it needed to be had.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. And so the reality,
paperwork.
Exactly. So what did y'all have? So you take me back there. What was y'all agreement?
We sit down, talk. It's me, her, and her Brian, her wife, and it was just uncle. You'll donate sperm if you want to be around. You can, but you'll be uncle. And it wasn't like I was around them every day. That's the thing. I did hang out with Brian a lot, but them as a couple, it's a couple. My friends don't hang with my wife every day. It wouldn't be a thing. So when I'm around, I would just be that fun uncle. That was the agreement. It didn't go in depth. We didn't have the proper paperwork, and those are all immature mistakes on my end.
Why is everyone spiraling over YouTube?
No paperwork, and it was cool, done, signed, still delivered. Whose name is on that birth certificate?
Her wife's.
So her wife's name is on the birth certificate.
Yes.
So you uncle, the child is born. Are you there when the child is born?
No.
All right. So you're not there. When did you see this kid for the first time?
I think the next day or 2 days later, me and my friend, we went down to the hospital because we all were friends with her to go congratulate her. So we went down there. Her and her wife were down to the hospital and went down there, said hi, congrats. That was it.
How did you feel?
I was happy for them. I could see the excitement on their face. So I was happy that I was able to help someone.
So you felt no emotional connection that's my child?
No. And that's the thing. Like I'm such a people pleaser. To see other people be happy, it makes me happy. So I was seeing the glow. Like they were just ecstatic to have this family. Her wife, her daughter, they were all.
He gonna try to tell us he had no emotional attachment when he see the first child. Even that he donated his own sperm to help create that child. At the end of the day, you probably would have this attachment to it. No matter what. And especially it was no paperwork. That means so they didn't ever go to a proper hospital or donor bank to get the sperm. They went through him. And I guess due to his words, it was a lack of conversations and clarity. Or we know that the child was supposed to be for them. Don't kid, you're not supposed to be involved in anything. Until the ex-wife left, you started to step up and tell Brian you want to be a father. And we do know this because you helped Brian try to get custody of the son by probably saying they use a biological child, so she won't have no parental rights. So now she don't have no parental rights for the child, even though it was conceived in their marriage. Hence why her name was on the birth certificate, because it was supposed to be for them. But when you left, their custody or so that I don't think they get to that point yet. Hopefully you will ask that, but I'm explaining the context that what it was. So at the end of the day, you the father, man. Stop playing. And you had no emotional attachment. I would think you would have some emotional attachment. Oh, you're a people pleaser. You people please so much that you would donate your sperm when not the proper way, no paperwork. You have nothing in writing stating that this is what it is. Now, of course, you say in the interviews, they want interviews like that. So footage could be used as proof in a court of law if they start subpoena some of the footage that people have in the interviews and like that. I don't know if they go that far, and I'm not a lawyer, but I would say if it was, you saying in the video is evidence. Correct me if I'm wrong, me lying, but when you start putting videos and footage catching, they could use that.
All in the room, and I'm just like, I'm happy for y'all, really happy.
So this is your first child, and this is and that's what, from an expert standpoint, you are supposed to be able to just have no connection, because that would make it really weird. Yes. If you were like, "This is my kid, why are you doing this?" Yeah. Like, bro, if you don't calm down, that could be a problem. But I want to know from the internal standpoint, you're saying that when you saw this child, this is your first child, you had no emotional connection where you were like, because I keep hearing you saying, "I'm happy they have a child." You didn't look and be like, "Man, my child is, my son, that's my son there, boy."
No.
Zero.
No. I know when I had, because I wasn't along for that process as well. So I tell Ashley, when I have a kid, I want to be there. I want to take pictures. I want to do the stomach pictures. I want to be one before the kid's even born.
Right.
I wasn't there for any of that. It's a kid, you have your...
When he get to the twins, you was there. So I want to know how you explain that. Because now you say you want the stomach pictures, you want all that, but you was there for that. Because we see evidence of that. So now with the first kid, okay, fine. But the twins, yes.
Your family, this is your family.
And so no emotional connection. When did the relationship with her, Bri and her wife, go awry? Bri and Deshauna, when did that go awry?
So I don't know the exact date on that, but shortly after, from my understanding, at first, her wife up and left and just went to California to go be with a guy. After talking to Bri, and this is the other thing, character assassination against me. And it sucks that it's coming from a person that you've always protected.
Right.
Bri was physically assaulting her wife, and her wife had moved to leave. And
which is what Deshauna said in the video.
And when she left, that's the other part where Deshaun just got a little salty. She wanted full custody of the son that she didn't birth. So she went and filed to take full custody to bring the kid to California. The only way that could have got negated, Superman here again. And I showed up and I was like, look, no, just do a DNA test, which they did, to prove that he was biologically my kid. And then it stopped her wife from taking it. So that was me protecting First of all, I helped my friend.
By you doing that, it shows that you was the biological father of the DNA of the child. So rightfully so, they usually would in that case, they would take the name off and put your name, or if it was no father's name on the birth certificate, because I have my own experience recently. When I tried to get my passport, right? And I did I paid the fee for Vital Check online. They denied it because they said it was, I didn't put no father's name because it was not father's name in the original birth certificate. So I do remember back in 2004, so like that, I did get a DNA test with my mom and everything to find out who is my father, because I wanted to know. And I ain't going to explain the whole circumstances and everything, why I was acting consistent. I just wanted to know. Point blank period. Even if I don't even want him in part of my life, I just wanted to know. So we find out, we got the work. They put his name in the birth certificate. I didn't know that. They could have added it. And my mother didn't know that when I asked her that. She didn't know they did that. So it's like, okay. So they put it in there. So what I had to do, I had to go to the Department of Health to get the birth certificate. And I asked for the name. I asked as much as I could spell. It's like they put it up, and I got it. I got my passport now. But it's like, it was quick though. It wasn't hard and everything, because they printed out. It was, name was on there and all that stuff like that. And they said it was updated. It showed his date in the corner, the bottom left corner of the thing, and when it got updated, the collection of the birth certificate. It was 2004, and I said that's around the time I think I asked. It was a paternity. So by you negating the ex-wife for getting the custody, because you said she filed for she wanted the full custody. I don't know why she would try to go for full custody. I would think she was trying to do joint custody with Bly. Now, I know they mentioned about the DV, and it's a touchy subject, a situation. So I think I need to watch the other interview with the ex-wife and get her more clarity on that. And maybe later on I could come back, but not on this video, and talk about that. But I said all I have to say is that if he did that to get the DNA to get the bills thing, the course or the system will put your name on the birth certificate. That's what it usually is. So it shows that they have two parents and you don't have no rights. And that's probably what it was. So the ex-wife wouldn't have no custody of the child because you went up to say the birth certificate of biological, and usually the system will honor the biological parents more so someone who's not a biological parent.
Now I'm protecting my friend.
And screwing yourself in the process.
Both times for her to come out and do all this to me. And
so you stepped up and said, this is my child. And then what? So that would protect her wife from fighting her for custody. Does that automatically dissolve it where they say you have no right to try to get custody of them, or how's that work?
No, so I can't legally in Maryland, and I'll pull up the facts for that as well, but any couple that births into that marriage is presumed that those are the two custodial parents.
So you tried to help, but you couldn't help anyway.
Yeah, well, I did help because I was a sperm donor and the wife just backed off. It was going to be a longer lawsuit, and everyone knows it costs money.
Yeah.
So it was who had the most money at a certain point, and she backed off. But again, that was me protecting Bri, so her kid, because her kid was born, or I'll just say Kai, his name's Kai. Kai was born at a time that she was extremely low. He saved her life. And I'm not like their family. I'm not going to smear them and tell them what she was going to do or was going to do.
Right.
But she was at a very low place and he saved her. So I couldn't stand back as a friend and watch the kid also be taken from her.
Right.
So I never fought for custody. And we'll speak about all of them. I never fought for custody for any of them. So I know that's being ran around. There's no one that can get on the platform and say I fought for custody. I didn't fight for custody. I fought to not watch my friend's kid get taken from her, to help her. So I've been helping this woman.
You may not fight for custody, but it's people out there saying you owe child support, because they will need for you to get paid child support if you're not custody of the children or father of the children. If it was proven you the father of the children. So if court documents out there, it's public record. And I know, I think Jesse Wu, Storytime with Vicky, they have paperwork on it. I don't think I've seen the YouTube channel or the video of the documentation, but there are documents out there that prove otherwise, whether or not you actually fought for custody or not, or the fact that you are responsible for the kids, because it's paperwork showing that yes, you and Bri are kids and you all have that child support and everything for the children. So at the end of the day, you can go by saying he didn't fight for custody, so bang, boom, pow, pow. But however, long story short, you are responsible.
Who is now, I feel like in my personal experience, and I've said this to multiple friends, if you let me sleep on your couch, I owe you.
Yep.
I helped you have a life and I helped you keep that life. There's no way in any right state of mind you should be on any platform talking bad about me. You couldn't have that family without me. I mean, sure, you could have went and found someone, but not those specific kids.
Right.
So for that to be a smear campaign, for her to get out there and do them things, it's very hurtful.
She did smear campaign you. At the end of the day, she explained her circumstance of how the kids came about, how she upset with you, what upset she was with you by denouncing the kids as sperm babies. That's what she had. As a mother of their children, she had every right to defend herself and come on the platform and say it. Even all the time she says this, she has never really badmouthed you. So it's the fact that everybody, he said everybody badmouth him, smear campaign, trashing him. Nobody trashing him. They telling their truth. You don't like that the truth is out there and is debunking your lies. That's what you don't like. You don't like that. So stop playing. She smeared campaign. She haven't even when she did she went online twice, and she never really badmouthed you. She just said she just disappointed. Especially, to be honest, she was supporting you in this process. Like, she was happy for you to be on Love Is Blind. So she didn't think that you was going to denounce the kids like that. So as a mother of children, she has every right to. She can't say nothing. No, she has every right to, and she didn't smear campaign you. You don't like that. They come out here, they have evidence on you, they have proof and facts, and you don't like that. Because now you can't escape around the evidence and fact that is out there. It's public.
And so she said that after the wife left, you called and said, hey, let me step up. When you were stepping up, what did that look like for you?
So she was struggling. Again, we were still friends with daycare and doing all these running around. She couldn't hang out as a friend. And I seen her going through it. She started getting back into a depressed state. And I said, look, I didn't sign up to give you a kid. I thought this kid was being raised with 2 parents. And again, today's society, it will be 2 women. It may be 2 men, but 2 parents, because I grew up with 1 parent. And I know that feeling. It's hard for one mom to just give you love and try to keep you afloat, everyone afloat. So I told her I'll step in, and she was like, let's talk about it. We talked about it. And it was me stepping in as a father figure, that I would be picking them up from daycare. I would do all these little things. And we lived in the same building. So it was easy to just step in and help. We were already friends. But the problem where, and this is very controversial, people are going to hate to hear it, I still didn't have that connection.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the tough part, that people, they say like, oh, what do you mean you have connection? In my heart, I was helping someone. So I had already detached from, and I wasn't around for all these steps. So to be around, it felt more of a uncle figure to me.
And what's so interesting, and that's why I can never beat you up for the emotion that you don't, or the connection you don't have. And it's hard for me to hear, is because I'm a licensed foster parent as well as an adoptive parent. I adopted a total stranger, and I have a more connection to him, adopted him at 16 and he's 21, than you do.
This fall.
You know
exactly
what I'm saying?
What it is.
And I'm hearing you say this, I'm like, man, that's strange. But that's a deeper level. Like, I don't have the training or the license to deep dive into your emotional disconnection with a whole human being that came from your loins, that, but then I also understand it too, because in order for you to do this the right way, you can't feel like that.
You can't have
so you could have did that at the very beginning. After you made that decision, you said, this is not my child. And the minute where you donated your seed, you just said, I ain't gonna have.
So you don't have to see the problem is, if you didn't have no emotional attachment, you say you did this for your friend, you shoot out and down out, but why did you went down there to do the DNA test? You didn't have to do none of that. You didn't have to do none of that to show that you was biological parent, so you could stop the custody of the ex-wife. You could let the bride and the ex-wife do what they had to do with the child, and you would have stayed out of it. But no, you want to step up. So after that point, I don't want to hear that you just did that for a friend. You did that for a friend. I think you did that because you know you had a kid. It's a prime opportunity to raise this kid, and you did that with your friend. But what make it murky is that you had no paperwork, you had none of this, none like that, but there's documentation, and you went to DNA test. So there's documentation. So if you did DNA test, usually they will put your name on the birth certificate. Usually they would. And they ain't stating Maryland. So you can probably go on Maryland law. I could check up Maryland and see what state laws are. I'm not doing that right now because we still got to watch the rest of the videos. And I'll probably go later on and see what the Maryland laws will come to custody of children or biological children or something like that. Because I'm in New York. They have their own little set of rules. Because I know in my New York, once you find a biological paternity, you put it on the birth certificate. So you say you had no attachment. You didn't have to do none of that. Now you say you would step up, take daycare, and stuff like that. By you changing money, doing all this stuff, it puts you reliability that you knew at some point that you was acting as a father figure. And the court sees that and it held you reliable. So the fact that you was doing all that, you should have thought about it. Don't try to use you were 26 and say you made out of bad decision, you had no guidance. Stop that. When you had no emotional connection, you should never put forth any effort.
No emotional attachment to it or whatnot, and you did it that way. So I understand that. I just don't have that capacity. And I'm never going to project my capacity on you. And you're your own man, so you feel the way you feel. And I'm glad that you prefaced it by saying, I know it's maybe hard for people to hear and understand.
It's a lot of things, and I don't even think I made it clear that I'm not sitting here trying to say I did things perfectly. I'm saying I made a lot of mistakes, and I can see where people are upset.
Right.
Let's be very clear on that. I see it. But what I don't get is people upset at Ash. I'm going to keep reiterating this. That's my wife. I don't see why people are upset with her. She went on a show to fall in love.
The reason why people are upset with Ashley is because Ashley is windmilling people on your behalf and making it seem like what people are saying out there is not true because what they got from you, what she got from you. If she would have stayed behind out of the equation and just sit there and be quiet and let you deal with that, then people want to go after her. Now, I know people have like a lot of us who watches it, women like that. Because, let's be real. Most people who watch Love is Blind on all these shows are mostly females. So it's like, when they see a guy, a black man disowning their children, that's like emotional. That's like emotional. And it's disheartening. Because a lot of us had to go through that. So we almost need a charge when seeing that. And a lot of kids right now, Me, I grew up without a father, so I understand that. So for you to denounce them and want to be active and all this stuff like that, it's a problem. And so we said a woman like Ashley who chose a man who would do this, even after finding that he's like specifically kind of omitted and lied to you, not having children, and you still end up marrying him and still women on his behalf. I don't get that. So don't sit here and act like, oh, why people are upset with Ashley. If she would have kept quiet and said, listen, this is not my fight. This is what Tyler did. He dug himself in this, and I'm just going to be here as much as possible and try to deal with that. And ignore it. But when you're going back and forth with people online, women, and putting yourself into a situation, doing interviews, and trying to explain things on his behalf when you wasn't there, that's what people have more issues with. So don't try to act like you know why there are people coming after Ashley.
Be upset with me. I'm here to take accountability for my mess ups from my 20s up until.
The reason why they're upset with her is because as women, they like to rally behind all women and be like, girl, let me help save you from your foolishness.
Right.
And so they're coming at it from a place of protection,
yes,
security. You know, we women need to stick together, and you're abandoning our tribe with foolishness. But what they don't realize is that she is operating in the full capacity of what a wife is supposed to be. Because as a wife, it says, forsake all others. And so, and that's the same as a man, forsake all others. I can't please you. If I please you, I'm denying the true essence and the covenant that I'm supposed to have with my spouse, man and woman. Yeah. So she don't have to validate their feelings based upon accepting what they say.
Yes.
She ought to just say, thank y'all so much. I thank y'all for y'all concern. But it's this girl on TikTok, Ariel Fitzpatrick, but I'm gonna see for myself. That's what she always does, but I'm gonna see for myself. These are my vows that I took, and I'm gonna make sure that I'm not dumb about it. I understand the information, but I still got to ride this thing out, because if I file for divorce or walk away from it, it has to be based upon what the capacity I no longer was able to take, not what you're telling me I should take or not.
And that's the thing. How many people have missed out on opportunities because someone else told you to?
100%.
If she doesn't feel like she's in the wrong, or she feels like she's making a very good decision, which she's a very intelligent woman,
absolutely,
let her live.
Yep.
This is a marriage. This isn't boyfriend and girlfriend.
No, we're gonna let her live. You're fine. We're gonna let her live. You let her live the life. But I was hoping that she understand that if he could do that to someone else, he probably could do that to you. Or he probably won't do that to you. But how will you feel to know that he got 3 other kids out there not taking care of them, and he just only with you and whatnot? How you feel? Because if things go around with you and him, he may could do the same thing to you and disown you and go with the next step. And then what? You will be a single mother. So stop playing.
They don't know if we own property. They don't know what we have together.
What life is.
And you don't know what she's saying to me behind closed doors. She could be, I ain't gonna say, she could be banging my head off the table.
That's what I was about to say. She could be stuff together. She could be, it could be a whole lot of stuff that's going on behind closed doors. And that's the reason why I said, me as a man, the reason why I said I care about your marriage more than all this other nonsense. Yes. That's why I said that I'm gonna make sure that everybody's protected as a husband and wife. And I said, I will let her see this footage before it's released. So whatever's been said, she can prepare herself. Yeah. Now I ain't editing nothing out of it. Yeah. But the reality is she's going to be prepared on how to handle it properly. All right. So the twins are conceived or donated or what? What is the story behind this?
So again, her wife leaves. Little part that people don't realize either. Her wife then came back. So once her wife came back, they were trying to push me out. So it was her wife came back and they were texting me like, okay, she's back. We want our family back. We want you to back out. So don't realize how easy it is for them to push me out their lives.
So how long was this going on? How long were you back in, so to speak?
I can't give a hard time for. Let's say 6 months. Just 6 months I was in this kid's life.
So in 6 months, you sitting up here picking the kid up from school. You helping out. Yep. You ain't playing uncle no more. You playing daddy.
Absolutely. Yep.
You got a shirt on and everything.
So no, hold on. The shirts were bought by her mom, which we can get into that. That's another topic because she's throwing, and I hate to jump from topic to topic. She is the stone thrower. You know, she's the one who started this. She says it came from someone else. Said I was missing. Right?
He asked you a question. How would the twins conceive or it was donated? And then he going a roundabout way, explaining a whole little story about everything else. Oh, she came back. They try to push me out, so like that. That's not the question. The question was the twins conceived naturally or whether there was another donated situation like the first one? But notice how he didn't answer the question. He just went around the right way and going around circles. So he trying to detach himself from the twins and try to explain that he had no involvement with the twins as well, knowing that he knows that those kids will conceive naturally.
Right?
Missing what? Disappeared?
I'm missing, but everyone has my phone number. Even Brian's fiance texts me. She has my phone number. I didn't go missing. I'll get into that a little later on, but her mom bought the shirts. Her mom, and these aren't my words. And again, this isn't to trash anyone. It's just trying to give you a realization of their character because my character is already being depicted of what I think I am. With her mom, when she was younger, her mom used to try to, and these aren't my words, beat the gay out of her. She is not okay with her daughter dating women. She has never gotten along with Brad's wife. I've watched them get in full-blown arguments. Brad's now fiance. She won't mention her. You know, that no one's talking about that. And there are 2 kids at it that they have a family of 5 right now. That is completely erased. Her mom won't mention that. There's a couple things I just want to touch on because her mom had brought it up. I have a dog. She said this was the kid's dog. I got it for the kids. Not the case. I lived in Arlington for 4 years. The kids have been to my place one time. And that was because Brad wanted to go out and have a date night with her fiance. But it was one time that those kids have been there. That has been my dog. That I can stand on that. And the people just try to add everything like, oh, you terrorizing the kids and the dogs. No, it's my dog. I've never planned a vacation with them was another thing.
You planned a vacation what? You supposed to?
Her mom said that we were supposed to go to the Bahamas or I've never.
Wait, who, you and the fiance and Brad?
You tell me. They said it was last year that I was planning on a trip with them. And who would it have been with?
Your Ashley. If it was last year, she was in your life at that point.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But it was like earlier last year. They're saying
before
before it. So they're saying that we were supposed to go on a trip. That never happened. She said my dad visited me. I haven't had a relationship with my dad in the longest time. So no, he hasn't visited me. She was just sitting there, I think, at a point where she realized that I couldn't speak. She was just throwing stuff at me. And I've only seen that because someone told me like she's on live. And she's sitting there saying I cried in front of her. Every one of my friends know. Up until this show.
You probably never shed a tear because
I grew up different.
I can tell. That's the reason why I say it's a deeper trauma in you. The reason why you can disconnect from your child, from your seed. And I know what that is. It's just not, it's deep.
I've never cried with my mom, but she's saying I sat on her couch and cried and said I'll never leave these kids. When I visited them, the twins weren't even born yet. So what I would like to do is just let's discredit that mom completely because she has a way of just going.
We didn't talk about the mom. You know how he tried to flip the mom and deflect from the question. The question was from whether the twins could see naturally or donated, and he went over all about this and that. He tried to talk about the mom, all this stuff like that. No. So this one you get crazy. So ask me. Listen to this. As an interview, I would say, hold up. I know he's not answering my question. He tried to go a roundabout way about this. So I'm going to go back to that question again. I hope Latavis will do that and explain about the twins.
Going rampant, and she has her own drama in her own life, which she has done to her husband. And I'm not going to speak on it. If I have to go and speak on that, I will.
I might actually bring all that up. That's irrelevant. The question is about you and the children.
But like I said, I'm not here to bash anyone, but just know she is not, and anyone that has interacted with her is not the best character of.
I'm sandwiched between that.
Keep reiterating, I'm not here to smear anyone else's name. I just want to let you know that a lot of things being mentioned are just bold-faced lies.
Of course, as you begin to bring clarity, and I don't want to use the word defend, but as you begin to give clarity about the truth in the situation, you will, by default, you got to mention the other people that are spreading whatever it is. So we understand that. Yeah. When you look back, and the other kids are born, how did these other? So now the ex, did they get a divorce when the wife comes back into play?
No. So all kids were born into a marriage.
In that marriage, in
that same exact marriage, all the kids were born in that marriage.
So she came back, they patched things up, and then they say, "What? We want some more kids?"
I think that's kind of bullcrap. I think, yes, it was in the marriage because those twins was like within a year of the first one. So they were all conceived close around the same time. So yes, it could be still while they was married. However, she was gone from that. I did explain that. She was completely gone after the kid, the son and everything. She got pregnant with the twins. She was not there when the twins was born.
No, so that's when they came back together, they were together for, I don't remember how long it was, but they were talking about expanding their family. And I'll be completely honest, I don't know the vials that I gave them or the capsules, how many they kept or what they had, or because how you keep them is on you. I don't know. But yeah, they came back and got together. They were trying to have a family together, trying to expand their family. And we're here now.
And so they said that they had that conversation with you, or did you just hear about one of them called you and said that, or you just assumed that they were wanting to expand their family?
No, I had a conversation with Brian. Me and Brian have had, and that's the other thing, like, very deep. Yeah, we were, even after she pushed me back out of their lives, I was still remained her friend.
So she said, I want to expand the family. And y'all were having a conversation and you said what to that?
Absolutely. And the thing is, again, childish, kiddish mistakes to where I try to be a part of people's lives and help. Brian ends up pregnant these are with the twins now, right? Her wife is out of the picture. She's now dating this new girl. There's never been a point where Brian doesn't go from relationship to relationship. So this is a new girl. She has this girl around Kai. The girl's doing everything. She's naming the kids. She's going to appointments. That's the other thing. People are like, oh, he's at every appointment. Yeah. He's doing, listen, I want to say 2 appointments maybe. This girlfriend was at every appointment. They were doing stomach castings. She took all the pictures of her stomach. It felt like it was back to that point.
Right.
And I had already agreed with Brad that I would be in these twins' lives because Brad tried to get an abortion. And the doctor said, they said you can get it, but with twins, we're going to have to put you to sleep. So she said, I'm not going to get an abortion. Right. So as being me, listen, I'm here. I'm back here. Let's rock. Let's do this.
Right.
I'm here with you. But then it spin very quickly to where she's going to these appointments with this woman. It feels more them again. So I started to detach again.
Right.
Shortly after the twins were born, I was around helping a good amount, but that girlfriend was still around as well.
He still never answered how the twins were conceived. And I wanted them to know, Latoya was went back to it or not, or he seemed like he forgot his question because I don't think he really pushed on. I said, hold up. You still not explaining how the children were born. And I think he mentioned that the only thing he regret was not pushing more about the twins, because I think he said he forgot or he regret not asking more clarity with the twins because he let things derail. And I think he mentioned that how he didn't go any further into the twin situation.
Well, she was pretty much raising the kids. And I was there helping a significant portion. And then it hits about, let's say 7-8 months in. I'm trying to remember if I was even at the first birthday. I might have been at the first birthday of the twins, and I wasn't at 2, 3, 4. She switched. She left that girl. She cheated on that girl, got with another girl who she's now engaged to. And then and that girl brought in 2 more kids. That's why, like, people sit online and they make it seem like it's black and white.
Mm-hmm.
This is the stickiest situation. And now as an adult where I'm able to comprehend more things, it's very sticky. When Bride gets into a relationship, she will push any and everyone out. There's a reason. And again, the same way you said you love her, I always love her. That's my friend. She has a way of focusing, and I know many people do it. You get in a relationship and your friends, the people who have helped you, they don't matter.
Right.
Your partner matters. This is just your girlfriend. I've watched you go from one to another, but she gets in these relationships and it's them. It's their bubble.
But yeah, you still involving yourself in the kid's life because you want to make the decision to do that. So at the end of the day, like, listen, the kid's name on the twins, your name was on the twins' birth certificate. How that came to be? If you saying the girl was involved, so how that came to be?
So she's raising this family, having these kids. And me and Bride have a sit down one time. We meet up in Baltimore and I have a conversation with her and I tell her, I don't have this connection with these kids. I feel like a glorified babysitter. I feel like all you want from me is money to help fund your family.
You can't be a glorified babysitter and you paying her. And why are you giving her money if you are a babysitter? Then you want money. She want money because you was stepping up and being a father. Let's go there. Let's go there. Let's push forward. Like, I think he did explain his style. He said he let the person speak and hang themselves. And I think, yes, Tyler is hanging himself. But I understand why people saying that he didn't push back more. He lies. Even if he doesn't have all the research. The fact that he said right here, you feel like a glorified babysitter who just want money from you. Why would she want money from you if you're not the father of the children? Did she need money from you because she had no money and she broke and you was taking care of things? Or when you was doing things and she asked you for help for things because you decided to be a father? As a father should be helping with things, right? Despite if she has a girlfriend or not, you still the father of kids. It doesn't take away from your responsibilities.
You want to raise these kids with a woman. I know, because I agreed to help you.
Yeah.
But the disconnect is, that's not how I want to be a dad. I was raised by a father and people are bashing me saying, you should know what it's like. No, it's different.
Oh, it's very different.
She is being raised. These kids are being raised by they've been raised by 2 women constantly, whether it's a girlfriend or a fiance. It's been a 2-woman household this entire time.
In the season that you were active, you consider?
And you keep mentioning about her relationship and trying to detach. She tried to detach herself because Bride is a lesbian, and going in a different relationship. Because, we all know she conceived that babies, the twins, with him naturally. They had sex. Let's be real. He don't want to say it because he tried to make it seem like, because she is lesbian, she would never have messed with a man. No, she could mess with a man because that's what it is. And you have not. And you know that. Because as someone, as friends, you push the line and you had sex. So stop playing. Stop playing. And you try to make it seem like you detaching yourself because she's in a relationship. That's what you try to do. And actually trying to do that too. Oh, because you're lesbian and just like that. I said, because you try and say because you're lesbian, there's no way that she could be understanding or know what things. And she wouldn't be a man. She would not sleep with a man. It's like that. Stop playing with that. At the end of the day, sexuality is a spectrum. It doesn't matter what you define as. Even if a gay man could sometimes might have sex with a woman. Maybe bisexual, maybe this is like that. It's all about the sexuality. Who you have sex with does not define your sexuality. It's all about the fluidity of sex. It could be things. That's why it's a soul spectrum. Some people go far left, some people go extreme, people's in the middle range. So stop playing. So she has a woman parts, she has a box, and she could have sex with a man. All the man need is a hoe, not the HOE, HOLE.
Consider yourself raising them, or do you consider yourself just being a babysitter?
I didn't get to raise them. That's the thing. I didn't get to discipline them.
Oh,
I felt bad if I even said like, "Hey, don't touch that," because I wasn't around much.
oh okay.
They never.
You know, you live downstairs from them. We're gonna quantify. When we say not much and all that, we don't know what that
Okay,
means.
so let's do this. I wasn't an active parent.
So how often did you see this kid weekly?
The son at first, I would say I was seeing him more recently, 4 or 5 times a week. Right. Him.
He's not. He just said he's not an active parent, but he will see the kids 4 or 5 times a week. That's active. What is you talking about? You were not an active parent, but you will see the kid 4 or 5 times a week. That's not saying you're not active. You are there. Well, the baby will know you, will see you, and not cry when you want to hold them and stuff like that. Stop playing. Stop playing with 4 or 5 times a week. Come on now. That's way more than being active. Stop.
Twins were born after, when they're around, when they were babies from 0 to 6 months. I've seen them pretty frequently, Monday through Friday.
Monday to Friday. You see the twins frequently. When you saying that you had no attachment to these kids, why you will see them more that often if you feel detached for the children? That's the saying. That's what people thinking, that you are lying and you trying to scapegoat things and try to sugarcoat it. It doesn't help you. At this moment, this interview is not helping him because he's not making sense.
From 6 months, 0 to 6 months. After that, once her partner was consistently around again, a new partner, they've never spent a weekend with me.
So they're saying that when you get a new lover in your life, you abandon your kids. You're saying it's the opposite.
I can tell you that I've dated seriously 3 women.
Since these kids are born, or
no, just my entire life. You know, and this is not including Ashley. So, at what point do these women come into effect? Because I dated when I stopped talking to, or when me and Bri had a conversation, I didn't have a connection. I felt like a glorified babysitter. I then went on to date a girl. I dated her for a year. I didn't see these twins or talk to them for almost 4 years. I'm not in serious relationships like that. That's the thing. I date, but I'm dating like everyone else, conveniently dating. Yeah. And they don't. No one is ever telling me what to do. Like, not be around these kids. You're playing. They're playing house, not me. No woman is moving in and living with me, and any of that. So it's not affecting my life. Yeah. That's easy to say when you have pushed someone out because you want that family. You've told me she has told me to my face, I want to raise kids with a woman. I don't see how it's possible to do it with a man. And I get it. Like I said, I get it. So my backing out standpoint was, okay, well, this is affecting my life too. Because
you get it how? Because that just confused me. So you said you get what part?
That she wants to, because she's been with women her entire life. So to say that that's what you want and that's what you see your life as, if I want to be with a woman, that's who I want to raise my kids with. You know.
But when she brought you into the life, so who brought who into this situation about, you know, when the women disappear? Is it you asking to be in these kids' life to be uncle, or is she saying, hey, I need your help now, since, you know, because is there both of y'all having a conversation saying, she said, I don't want to be a single parent, and you saying, I don't want my kids growing up in a single household, whether it's 2 women or me trying to help out. Let's come together and help provide some level of stability for these kids, or what is this conversation like?
That's exactly what it is. It's the stability of kids having 2 parents. I honestly don't care if it's 2 men, 2 women, man and woman. I was raised in a single household, so it changes financially. It changes for support. Some parents they don't have their greatest day, so they need someone else to lean on at some point. So that was me. When I seen her struggling, and like I said, I'll take fault for that. Where I'm like, hey, I'll step up. I'm here. Where she has showed me who she was, and I took it as you're just going through tough times. You know, you didn't mean to cut me out of your life. You didn't mean to let your wife come back and push me back out. You're still my friend. I still love you.
Well, how'd you feel about that then? Since you didn't have an emotional connection with the kids in general, when you got pushed out, did you have an emotional connection getting pushed out?
No. So like I said, when it was time when we had that conversation, I took it as more of a shot at me as a friend. That's what I said. It wasn't like a connection where it's like, this is hurting me. You're pulling me from these kids. It's, damn, we cool. Like I stepped in to help you. And then the minute, and sorry, I mean,
oh, you're fine. But I told you.
Step in, it's a shocker to me. So she showed her face multiple times and it just shocked. It wasn't like it was a hurt from a friend, but also like, okay, if these kids are safe and they're going to have a family, I know what I was signing up for. I have to understand that. And the only thing with me is I don't want to be a tiptoe dad, you know, because that's what my dad was to me. And that's more hurting. And I would feel better if I didn't know my dad.
Right.
I would be able to live life rather than thinking, you know, why didn't he pick me? You know, and at some point I had to make that decision. And again, this is a rough take, but I have to accept this in my life as well. And I don't want people to think like, he's just saying, forget them kids. It's not that easy for me. It's not. Just because I say I don't have a connection, I don't want you to think that I don't love them, that I don't care for them. It's not that. It's just I feel like that's the situation that they're going to have. And I'll be fighting that for a very long time, of her wanting to be with a woman and raise those kids with a woman. There's even times where
her being a woman with the kids and woman does not debunk your responsibilities. That's the problem. She, even if she want to be a woman and she puts you out and thing, you still step up and say you want to be a father. So at the end of the day, I don't think she try to say, oh, you can't be in the kid's life. I think she very much wants you to be in the kid's life. She still want to raise a kid with a woman because that's what her upbringing is, that she wants to be with a woman and raise a family with a woman. Fine. However, you also, another thing could be true, that you also want to step up to your father. So as with her and you have agreement, you will step up and continue to be your father, even if she has another person. Even if she okay with you being with Ashley, she still say you still be with be the father of the children, because as you agreed upon with her. And let's be honest, there are court documents saying that you owe, so stop playing.
Right before or last summer, actually, Brad told me in confidence, and I'm only saying this because it gets you a more understanding of people.
Yeah.
They pray every Sunday, right? Which is great. Love that for them. Their entire family, her fiance, and all their kids. There's 5 of them. They pray. Why she told me this, I don't know, but it even threw me for a loop. They say what they're grateful for, what they're not grateful for. Her fiance said, I'm not grateful for Tyler.
In front of the kids?
In front of the kids. So how can I fight that? You're going to be feeding them false information on me constantly and bashing me. So let me just back out. It looks bad, but that's not the life I see for myself.
They told you that? Why would they tell you that? Who told you they tell you that?
When I see kids or wanting to raise kids or be around kids, when this woman is actively showing me that her family is with a woman and that they have that. And I want to be clear, these kids have been raised by women for the past 4 years. They go to her mom's house. They used to go on vacations together. That's not shown on the internet because people say I cleared my Instagram.
I'm not allowed to reveal the secrets.
Go look. Go try to find her fiance. No, don't worry. I'll show you.
Yeah, let me see her fiance. Because you're saying, and while you're pulling that up, I want you to answer this because she made the comment where she talked about the.
They said you screw up your Facebook. They said nothing about no Instagram. But I do know he has been watching people's videos and stuff like that, because how he got so much smoke and energy about debunking what a lot of people say on the internet. Don't worry about what they saying. What about what you're doing?
The kids, the twins were conceived naturally. What do you say about that?
Let's say this. If she came out publicly and said that they weren't conceived naturally, that they all were sperm donors, would you feel bad for her? I'm not gonna put you in that position.
Yeah.
But would people feel bad for her? Would she have a court case? Would she be able to stand in court, and try to get money from me if she didn't say anything other than that? Would she now have a public page that is verified? Would she have any of these other things? You can't tell me that she would. And the one thing that I will constantly say is, now that I stand on this, she's a terrible, terrible friend. She's not dumb. One of the smartest people I know. Very intelligent. She moves with precision. And I'll give that to her. She is very.
You still didn't answer that question. So you're trying to say if she had to say it was conceived naturally, because if you say it was a sperm donation, all 3 kids was not a sperm donation. The first one maybe, but the twins was not a sperm donation. So at the end of the day, the reason why they went in court case and you have money, you getting owed, stuff like that, because they found you as a biological father. Your name's on the birth certificate. And you are responsible. So they're going after the responsible parent who are needed to be legally held and responsible. So no, she's not saying that online just to say that online so she can look good. No, it's all documentation proving otherwise.
Very, very, very intelligent. But yeah,
So why don't you talk about her fiance? So let me see this. This is her fiance.
Yeah, so that's her fiance.
And these are kids right here?
That's the twins.
Those are twins.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so beautiful. Y'all, I've been so emotional lately. I just can't believe all my kids are getting so big. My oldest legit is wearing the same size shoes as me.
But who's saying that?
This is the fiance right here.
But she said my kids.
Yeah.
So why hasn't she been mentioned?
When is this? When was this?
Look at the twins. They're older. That's recently.
How old are they right now?
I believe 5.
Oh, they look about 4 or 5 right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because he said the receipts that he provided him, that text message, that they didn't prove anything. So it wasn't nothing to say. It didn't prove anything.
So she's been in their life for how long?
Since they were born. She's been around since they were 1.
So Bri went from the wife
to girlfriend, which I will leave her name out as well. But
I was another person.
Yeah, there's in between.
So she went from
that's who named the girls. So it wasn't her ex-wife. It was a girl she dated after. She named the kids. She was there for the appointments. She was there doing plastic stuff on her stomach. They took all the pregnancy pictures. And then there's this girl.
So when the kids are born, The wife is not in the picture no more. Is the girlfriend in the picture?
Yes, the girlfriend is not involved at all anymore.
God dog. Hold on, let me go back. Jesus, your life is jacked up. Listen to this. I know it's
I'm just trying to get people to understand
no,
it.
It's so confusing. Hold on. So when the kids are conceived, the wife is in the picture. She comes back and say, we want to expand our family. These kids are born. Before they're born, the wife is.
The reason why the story sounds crazy, because he's sounding crazy. Doesn't matter all this jumping back and forth about how many girlfriends she has. The stand is, you say you was not involved. There are proof otherwise saying that you was at appointments. So like that, you say he been in 1 or 2. The 1 or 2 appointments was the one you video record of her baby in the stomach. Explain the pictures when you in the scrubs holding the twins. So somewhere you was there. And you mean to tell me in that room you didn't name it? So the girlfriend was there at the same time when you was holding the twins in the scrubs? Come on now.
Is gone, and now she has a girlfriend that says, I'm going to name the kids.
Yeah, so
in that 9-month period or whatever it was, because it didn't mean it had to happen immediately when they said when it expanded. When they said when it expanded, did it happen immediately or did it happen a year later? It couldn't have been that long.
No, it wasn't. I was going to say it was probably a few months later. It wasn't, because the age difference is almost 2 years between the son and the twins. It's almost 2 years. And then when her wife left, I want to say within months, she was with a new person.
So Deshauna said that whatever she said based on the timeline of the pregnancy, she said based on the timeline of the pregnancy, the kid was a month old or so 6 months. It was 6 months. The original, the son. Yes, there's the son.
Yeah. So they've done a lot. It's been back and forth with them. So that's what happened. So she leaves, she comes back. She lets her leave, she lets her come back. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's very, she'll do anything for a relationship. And when I say she, I mean Bride. She wants a family and a household so bad that she'll accept someone back. And Deshaun will go back after being physically abused. And that's the crazy part, that people skim over certain areas. And I don't want to harp on it, but if I was...
We're not skipping over none of that. I mean, yes, the DV is something I think some people might have skipped over some parts of that. But that's their story. They just not concerning the kids. So we derailing from your involvement in the kids to the stuff, how she money come back. It's how many times she come back and forth, it is irrelevant to the thing of the kids and what it is, what was the agreement, what is exactly, what's the documentation on university certificate, all that stuff, how that came to be. Then let's ask these questions, man.
Married before, my wife came out and said that I physically abused her.
It's a wrap for you. Your life is over.
It don't matter what you say after that. We're gonna that one part.
Your career's over.
But she came out and said that about her, and we ignored it. She was trying to. There's parts and pieces where they'll show you her character, and the entire world will miss it. Another example, the terrible thing that people are running with. You saying sperm babies? Don't call them sperm babies. Her mom. I don't know where we heard that from. Again, I didn't watch it. I'm just telling off what I heard. Bride then gets on live and say they were mistakes.
She said that on her channel? Or?
No, on live. She was on live with someone, and she said that the twins were mistakes. So imagine these kids growing up watching their mom.
She's saying that basically y'all.
No, she didn't say it was mistakes that the twins. She said that it was not planned. So people saying and growing up, and I know people heard this. So he tried to act like he's the so far moved. You know how people heard saying that, oh, they're an oops baby, mistake baby, not because the babies themselves are mistakes. They're not mistakes themselves. Yes, I know a kid might grow up and hearing that as they think they're a mistake. But what people are saying is that you was not planned. It just happened. So when it happened, I just said, I decided to still have you. Mistake in the means that it was a mistake. Have you. Mistake was that I just ended up having sex and you just got pregnant. And it was not something that it was planned or whatever. It was an oops baby and all of that. That was the was. So you try to make it seem like, oh, the kids are a mistake. No. At the end of the day, because she's still there with the kids, it still had to raise the kids because you decided to step out. So no. That's what she meant. Not because the kids are a mistake.
Y'all, had relations, as old folks say, and she got pregnant.
You're gonna call them a mistake.
What you call it oops. We got some oops.
Imagine if your mom or my mom got online and said you were a mistake.
That would crush me.
So that's what I'm saying. So you can't. I just want to be clear. It stopped being about the kids a long time ago. Because you slip up on your smear Tyler campaign. You slip up and your mask slips up a couple times.
I think what she was saying in the mistake was it wasn't a planned pregnancy. And so a lot of times people say words that be like, that's not the best word to say, because if I was a kid and I heard you say it was a mistake, then I feel like my life is a mistake. So it's not good for the kids to hear that at all.
But the thing is, people can depict my words and break it down. I'm sitting on the reunion, I say those kids, and that's all I've heard. Those kids, how you dare you say those kids, but she can say mistake. And it's just.
And you got to be careful about saying my kids because they're not legally your kids.
And that's the thing. They're born into a marriage, and per Maryland law,
Unless, like I said, it's legal if it was the mistake that she's alluding to, the saying that y'all had consensual sex and had a kid, and by, you know, the activity, birth the child, then that is your child, whether that was planned or not.
And people are avoiding dates as well. Go see when the kids were born, and they'll show you when she was divorced as well.
Don't tell us. I ain't gonna go research.
No, I'm just saying I don't know the exact dates, but it's her divorce was after the twins were born. So
her divorce was after the twins was born.
Yes, and that's what people don't realize is this. I just can't really. I can't harp on it enough.
So you're saying that to say what? That
this isn't black and white. And the conversations of, let's clear this up as well. The text message of Ashley's not my type.
Oh, so you sent the text message. Who sent to who?
That I sent to Bri. So they were saying that she's not my type and all these other things. And I'm gonna go through what led up to last year because people are blaming the show that I left the kids for the show and those other things. Yes. I just want to make sure I touch on these certain points. Ashley being my type, part of going on the show was
to date somebody outside the type.
So, and I've told everyone knows.
Yeah, but after you seen her, you text Bri and say, "Oh, she's not somebody that I ever would have dated, but she looked nice." That's not a compliment. Saying her that she's so nice, meaning that, oh, she's a good girl, she probably stayed by me and everything, or stuff like that. I know I'd be attracted to her. However, she's not my type normally, but she's nice. You didn't say she's beautiful. You say none of that. She's nice.
Those that I've had a type, right?
What is your type? Little light skin?
That's who I used to date all the time. Yep. But what I want to be clear is Ashley's beauty, and you'll watch it. I've never not told Ashley that she's beautiful. She's gorgeous, drop dead gorgeous. So I lucked out.
As a man, am I supposed to agree with you on this or not?
No, I mean,
I'm saying y'all say yes, she is. Your wife bad enough. She's fine.
No.
I'm trying to see how do I participate? How do I give you a safe space?
No. I'm safe.
All right, cool.
I just want to be clear that
I was gonna validate what
she's gorgeous. So my thing was saying not my type was she's not someone I usually dated.
Right.
But her personality 10 times better than anyone I ever dated. Her soul, the way she brings God out of me, all these things.
Good. The reason why the show is Love is Blind.
And the thing is, it was blind because I even said it wasn't shown that I didn't care what she looked like. I was going to be with that person. That's how deep.
People say that. Is that true? Because I don't believe it. I believe people lying. People be lying. They say that.
People be lying, yes. Because they say, oh, it doesn't matter what you look like. It does matter what you look like. And when you see the person, even though you had an emotional connection with them, you get turned off real quickly. We seen it. So stop trying to act like people don't. You lying. They lying.
If it don't, I don't care. I had this connection with them, and I've seen it happen more times than not. Them doors are open up, and they'll look, and you see disappointment on their face. So, and then they try to make it work, and then for whatever reason, they can't connect, and it ends before they get married. At the end
so I got to say, I've been running with it that love is blind, love is blind. You have to be physically attracted at some point to someone because it does become intimate. So I get that. I don't know. I can't speak on it. If Ashley wasn't who she was, this beautiful woman, would the interaction been different? I don't know. But what I can say is I have my wife and she's beautiful. And, and it did come out, it played in my favor.
Right. I say love is blind, but like ain't.
That's true. There you go.
Because if you look, I like the way she looks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you be love and be like, man, I just love the way she makes me feel. I love, how she covers me. I love that she brings out the God in me, that we're praying together. And I like the way she looks. And I like all the benefits that come along with her.
She is the total package. I feel like I wouldn't have met her in any other circumstance.
Right.
Because I had my mind so programmed on the type of women that I did date or like.
But you're saying, but did a text message exist where you sent it to Bri saying she's not your type? Even if you did, it's fine.
No, it was a text message that did exist. And it didn't say she wasn't my type. I said it's not someone I usually date, but she's nice. I kept it very brief.
Okay,
I didn't give her any detail, but the whole world's like, how dare you? She's not nice. She's an extremely kind soul. And the other thing that people are saying is that I'm hiding behind God, and they're just mad that I'm standing on a strong foundation now.
They said you pray too much. You was praying too much on the show, and they knew something was wrong with you.
That's Ashley, and it wasn't shown you.
Because that's Ashley faith, and because Ashley has a faith base, men could use that and prey on women who have strong faith base and act like they strong God-fearing men themselves. But if you so much God-fearing men, you would clear all this stuff and not let all this mess happening. If you would have been open and honest in the beginning, explain things the correct way, you will not have 50,000 videos as evidence like that explaining your situation. So stop acting like you this God-fearing man and stuff like that. You have a lot of issues going on with you, and it's like you notice this interview, everybody's fault. But him, he said he takes some responsibility, but you're not taking full responsibility for everything. Because you make it seem like, she had to say that she's just like that because she's a small woman, she's not like that. But did you have sex with this woman? And the twins were conceived. At the end of the day, you are a biological parent. Whether they's in a marriage or not. Once the biological is used and is determined, they look at the biological more than anything else. In most states.
You gotta understand it had so much hours of film. This is an edited show.
Of course.
Ashley made me feel safe. I told her in the pause that I always wanted to pray out loud, and how her deep relationship with God is, it makes me comfortable. The same way that I'm able to sit here and you make this space comfortable, she makes a space with God comfortable. So me praying out loud was probably the first time in years that I can never remember praying out loud. Now I'm doing it not just in front of my new fiance. I'm doing it in front of cameras.
So we didn't see the prep coming up.
You just see me sitting there praying because I said I want to pray with us every night. If you're telling me I'm safe and I can talk, because I don't know, I feel like I didn't know how to pray. If you're saying that's okay, she made me so comfortable and so safe that I did it.
And we just didn't see that.
No, you just see me like, yeah, you know, I don't know. I pray in my head all the time. So she gave me this comfortable safe space to be able to pray. She's changed me in better ways. You know, how Garrett says that his fashion, he always had it in him, but Taylor brought that out of me.
Yeah.
I've always had this love for God.
Yeah.
Now I have a partner that brings it out of me. So it's a little different.
Well, speaking of this love for God, what's up with these freak offs that they accuse you of?
Man.
Because was God there? Was God over here at the freak offs?
I want to know what freak. I didn't have no type of parties. I ain't gonna say no names. No, there were no freak offs. There was no Diddy parties.
So why people? So now listen, because this is what happens before you said I do. You can push on it.
Absolutely.
So I'm saying because you said you was in them streets. I listen to what people say. You said again, yeah, I was in these streets. How bad were the streets? Tyler, was you out here doing threesomes and all this other stuff? Come on. They say you was in freak offs. They said Brian was sitting in the corner watching you doing.
That's wild work. That is. Listen, when I tell you wild. I'm in the streets. I'm not gonna lie about that. Everyone's dabbled in the streets a little bit.
Don't put everybody else. We talking about Tyler in this thing.
Tyler dabbled in the streets. All right,
we talking about Tyler, not everybody else.
Freak off threesomes with Brian in the corner? Absolutely not.
Well, was she in the bed?
No, she was no.
Okay, so in the corners and all this other stuff.
There was no.
So who? So why would people just come up? And
it's not just people. It's one person, and that's the thing. It was Brian's ex-wife. Why would you? If I do something with, say, one of my friends, because I'm not throwing my relationship on the bus, and they're married, right? And they do something. Why would I then go tell my friend's wife that, hey, this is what's going on? So how would I was never that comfortable or that much of a friend with her ex-wife
to go tell her that
hey, we have a freak off.
Me and your girlfriend, me and your wife, we over here doing this
freak off while she's in the corner. Come on, man. And then what does that have to do with? And even if it was, and it's not, just to be clear, it's not. But even if it was, why is that even important to go tell when the subject is everything else? And that's the thing that.
Well, they're saying your character is that you like.
But can we not change?
Well, yeah, that's why I said it.
That's why I having freak offs, but can we not change?
I'd rather you have had freak offs and then said you changed. That makes the story more interesting.
No, the thing is, what I will take for that is.
No, you got delivered from some things.
It's telling women things that they want to hear. Okay. That's me. That's a bad part.
You said you're people pleasing.
In my character is, if a woman likes me or I can tell her like, oh yeah, I love you or anything. Yeah. I have a bad way of doing those things and it's not okay. Or I haven't done it, but I'm
telling people want to hear. So the fact that she wanted kids, she wanted people, she don't want the kids raised by herself. So you people please so much that you took upon yourself to say you want to step in, even though you don't feel that way. So you should have stopped. You should have not stopped doing that. Now you say that, I'll believe you. I feel like you want to be part of these kids' life, and that's what. And you know why I keep putting it back on the focus on the kids? Because that's what it is. He going all these stories and circle stories about everybody else, about the thing, all this stuff. I just want to know the kids, the three. Those all I want to know from him. So knowing that the fact that he's going around things like that, knowing that he's not being himself truthful, and he is hanging himself. So he just let him speak. And you know, with liars like that, you guys let them speak. When you let them speak, they're gonna say a lot of things that'll make sense. And you're gonna say, mm-hmm. Exactly.
Changing on those things. So when I sit here and say like, oh, I don't want to say here like I have the best character. I don't. I've done messed up things to women.
Which is, man, it is because people saying you owe all these different women money. Like you're fleecing these women like you're the Tinder swindler. Was you over here fleecing women out of money?
What you can do, this is America. Anyone can sue anyone. That doesn't make them guilty.
Right.
I've never been in a courthouse. Not once. They're saying that people won lawsuits against me. I have never stepped foot in a single courtroom until recently with all this nonsense. I still have stepped. It was a Zoom call. I've tried to stay out of court.
You try to play some semantics. I never stepped in a courtroom. You don't have to step in a courtroom to still have allegations on you. A lot of courts are going into the Zoom direction. So it saves people time. They could show up to the court case and it still be legal. A lot of courts doing that. Since the panorama, a lot of courts is going to that direction. For him to say, I never stepped foot inside in the courtroom, doesn't mean you don't have any litigations against you. They could find your name and pull your stuff up. Anyone could go on the database and type in your name and see, do you have any documentations on you? And if so, that means you have things on you. And whether you presented yourself to the court cases, you still have to show up. If you're not showing up, it could rule against you. And that's messed up on your part.
Courthouse, because I've had family and friends go down that route. So I've never stepped foot in a courtroom. It has turned into a smear campaign where everyone feels like they can get a jab. And the worst part is these people, these YouTubers or Instagrammers or TikTokers, they're giving people a platform to speak. But if you're going to be a journalist, ask them these hard questions that you're hearing about them as well.
Yeah.
You're giving these people platforms, but you don't want to disrespect them because they stepped on your platform.
Right.
Ask them the hard questions because I was never reached out to by any of these people smearing my name. No one reached out to ask for my side.
To be honest, the reason why is so touchy. It's not because they didn't want to. Probably people wanted to reach out to you. But I think the problem is this interview was not just set up by Tyler himself. The interview was set up by Love and Bar Production because they still under contract in some way, shape, or form. So the producers set this up so he could have his thing because they thought their thing could die down. So by them saying that, they feel like they want to push Tyler and Asher as this black couple, knowing that he had all these skeletons. Because they want to try to create another Brett and Tiffany. And you cannot create another one of that. Especially when his thing. So they feel like, oh, you got this interview because producers reach out and put it in and say, well, you hear him talk to the show, you need to have this person on, feel like he can tell his side. But I think this is a wrong idea because he didn't make himself look good. So that's what it is. So people ain't gonna reach out to you like that because you was not doing interviews with anybody else because at the end of the day, you was not sending these interviews. The production is. And they feel like probably going to other people's platform would not be a right thing for you because you would not say nothing. Now, granted, he said it's some things they said that you could have pushed forward on other people. They could have done though. They could have. With the platform. They could have done that. Like especially when the ex-wife mentioned about the DV stuff. They could have ex-bride of that. But they had their own agenda. They wanted to talk about the kids stuff and they left out the other stuff. Which is not right. But I do agree in the someone aspect. But at the same time, and the focus on the kids, let's focus on the kids. To me, all the extra other stuff is only for their things to deal with. So when you start going away from that, then it loses the purpose of whatever. And I guess, yes, granted, if somebody said the ex-wife was abusive and things like that, I do feel like you may raise some question about this woman. I said, okay, whatever. But at the same time, all I know I kept seeing Bride was on the thing, and she kept very consistent with her story. You on the other hand, Tyler, you going around in circles a lot of your stuff. So yes, I do agree. If you heard something about this person and they say this person, we had a song ex-wife, you could have asked her the question, that's fine. But I feel like Bride and Deshaun was not on the show. Who's on the show? Him. So we need to keep the focus on Tyler. Not everybody else. On Tyler. Keep the focus on him.
They took it, ran with it, and you got the clicks. You did your job. And at a certain state, it's like, cool, you get your coin.
And he know he's talking about. He don't want to say that person's name, but we all know he's talking about. And most likely he was talking about Jessie Wu, because Jessie Wu covered this thing a lot. Other people have covered it, but she was the main one, like a journalist, that YouTube journalist, putting information, getting documentation. And there's a TikToker named Storytime with Ricky. She also put it. She also has a YouTube channel too. So she put a lot of stuff up as well. So he was talking about those two people mostly.
You're chasing the bag. It's disrespectful because you never asked for one side, and then you're giving people platform to constantly just trash my name.
Right.
You're not asking them questions about, well, Dejan, why did you leave? Why did you walk out? Why did you come back again? If she was beating you, what made you come?
Right.
Ask the mom, like, why aren't you talking about her fiance? What's up with this other woman we're hearing about?
Well, they don't know about it until you just
they know. They know.
So they knew she was engaged with somebody.
People are ignoring it. I've had friends tell me that they've commented on these lives and then they get blocked when these comments are against these people that are on live. So they're seeing it. You're stopping it because anything other than smear Tyler don't get you paid.
Yeah, that's true. So my question is, so when they're making up all this stuff about you owe some women and this money or whatever, is that true or false?
False.
Okay, because when you're talking about court, being in court, there's people that owe me money and I ain't took them to court.
Yeah.
So I was like,
but there's a court case. That's the thing. It's online court case.
Who said they said that?
Yeah. So it's only if you go online, it says that I went to court. I've never been to court.
So you tell me,
it's not saying online. It's not saying that I went on court. It's saying that someone filed for something. But again, I never, and I'm leaving people's names out because I'm trying. It's not important enough to like drag certain people.
Yeah, delete it.
But no, I've never stepped foot in a courtroom. I've never been in a courthouse.
So they're saying there's a court record showing that somebody sued you for some money.
This is the other thing. Let's clear this up as well. Sunglasses. I stole sunglasses, right? You probably didn't see that. That was the thing running around. A girl that I talked to, she had sunglasses. She came and stayed with me. She was like, hey, can you send me my sunglasses back? Yes. We're not talking money. We're talking, and this is a girl I seen one time. She came and visited once.
She said,
so she was on here claiming like, I'm his ex. I forget the year. This was years ago. And she's like, I was his ex, all these things. I stole sunglasses. Not the case. The sunglasses, so I randomly got a package, my notification on my phone, go downstairs, look at the package. I'm like, what did I get? Ray-Bans. I have those. I wish I brought the Ray-Bans. She engraved the inside of them and they say, I love you. So now people are commenting on my picture. Give that girl her glasses back. She bought them glasses. You want them back? Take them. You can have the glasses back.
How do people be knowing about this stuff? So she made
She was in the comments. She commented when my name started getting ran around, people were out there. I'm telling you, people were.
So the fact that you reading stuff and you knowing things and you still let Ashley windmill for your behalf, at the end, you could have been forefront in explaining things and talk about your half and stuff like that. Or reach out to people. You want people to reach out to you. You could have been reaching out your damn self and doing this stuff. But I think the production set these interviews up to try to make y'all look like y'all, to make y'all the good people, to showcase, to blow this over, and y'all would be the forefront to show. Because y'all was like, I think he mentioned, we haven't been showcased. Let's later on, I think. We haven't been put on, do a lot of interviews. Nobody really want to placate our marriage, just like that. It's all about this mess. Because this mess is what you created. And it's not going anywhere. So no, we should not promote you with no positive spotlight of a good positive representation of marriage if you and the person with one half of the marriage is not being truthful and upfront with a lot of things. And yet you blaming everybody but yourself.
Running up, kicking me, and running back. And she was the one running rampant. Like, I have horror stories about him. No, like I said.
She said you stole some glasses from her.
Some sunglasses. We're talking $140 Ray-Bans that she sent me, and they're engraved. And they're engraved on the inside. So for that to even come out, I'm like, all right, come on, that's pretty wild. That's a very wild move. That's what you're running.
Again, what all that had to do with the kids?
And then saying you have horror stories. No, I have a way of, like I said, talking to people for what they want to hear. And back then when I was dating women, it was very casual. So yeah, you came and stayed with me for a couple of days and you left, and maybe it was more to you than it was to me. And I do apologize for that. That's one thing that, again, I owned, is I'm sorry for being that type of person and making you believe that it was more than what it was. But you bought me sunglasses and they're still engraved. I had to show Ashley. She was like, you're lying. I was like, look at the comments I'm getting. Return that girl's glasses. How dare you, glasses, Steve?
I'll say, girl, what's your address? I'm sending you glasses. I'm sending you 2 pairs.
But I don't want to talk to no one. So it's like, I don't want to talk with people trying to like smear my name. And then there's another person who they're saying that I'm this terrible person. But I have text messages where they're like, hey, come put a baby in me. Come do all these things to me. If I'm such a terrible person, why do you keep coming back to me? But when I get public.
She want her money. She want her money. She want to come. She want to stay around now. I know it's messed up, but I feel like if she wants her money, she wants to stay around with you enough so she could get her money or whatever she needs to get from you. So staying by you is a way to get the stuff at. Whether she got it or not, it's a different story. But I feel like she did that because she wants to get what you owe her.
And I'm on TV. It's okay to smash my name because they know that I'm not going to. But I also don't do this public drama.
Right.
I get up. People are going to say you put yourself on TV.
But you play on TV for drama.
Yeah, that's. I'm going to go find love.
Yeah, because when I did this podcast, I had, I get some negative stuff here and there when I find somebody that wants to knock me off my throne, and they'll say something, and I was like, I didn't do this to get this.
But people are gonna come at you for no reason. People come at you because you're not being truthful. Stop playing. And I know he wants to build this report with him to make it comfortable. I understand his standpoints and everything, but you could at least push back a little bit in some way, shape, or form. Oh, people, it comes from drama. You get on reality TV show, it comes with drama. No matter what, if it's a love show or not. If you have skeletons in your closet, you not being truthful, and it comes out, people will come and attack that and go at that. So if you would have been open and honest from the beginning, not held this information, be honest about the whole scenario to the clearer. You could have said, all right, I donated 6 months for the first kid. I stepped up and said I want to be a father figure because I didn't feel like the kid should be raised alone. And then I conceived the kids naturally and everything. So I apologize. I just came forward and everything, but it is still a tricky situation because surrounding everything. But this is it. That was all my children. And they have documentation, they have court cases. There's a lot of things happening that will prove otherwise. I got the birth certificate, my name with twins birth certificate. If you want to say all that, if people want to say that, I said, okay. Yes, it's messed up. It's a situation is crazy, but he open, he honest, and he take accountability. Now he take accountability for some things and everything, but he not apologizing for a lot of stuff. So accountability doesn't mean apologizing. But you take accountability, but then you want to explain the story around different ways. I said, oh, you really take accountability? Because you're not really claiming about the twins that much. And I think it's lost upon because he put all these stories at Lateris, and now he getting distracted And now he couldn't come back to it because that was the original question whether conceived natural or not. And he's still giving all these different stories and putting out all this stuff in there, dumping on you. And now you can't get the full scenario. And now you get sidetracked. You should stick to your guns and not interview no people for reality TV show that much. Because it comes with the drama. And yes, it will be negativity in a relationship form, but when you put yourself that as a public platform, that's what comes with the territory. So if you don't put yourself in a public platform, then you won't have to deal with this stuff. Like me, I'm doing YouTube right now. Now I don't have a big platform like other YouTubers right now, so I don't track that much heat. But every now and then, people might come try and show us on their neck, and what I do. I don't go back and forth. I delete the comments. I block them or whatever I need to do to protect my peace. Because I'm going to continue what I'm doing. It is what it is.
Dawned on me, I was like, oh, and then, my pastor ended up telling me that's the cost you pay for being the biggest relationship podcast in the world. And I was like, man, I didn't ask for this. He said, it comes with territory. It comes with the territory. Yeah. And so it allowed me to put things in perspective. Bishop Jakes once said, when people are throwing rocks at me, 9 times out of 10, I got to look down to see where the rocks are coming from. And so it gave me perspective to let me know that once you get on a certain level, people want to get on that level, but they don't know what comes along with it. And so it allowed me to put things in perspective to be like, oh, okay, now I can endure hardship like a good soldier. Yes. I can't be swayed by what somebody else says, especially total strangers. You can't be swayed by somebody that can't even pick up the phone and call you. That's the thing. Yeah, these people that say stuff about you, like, you ain't got my number. Like,
so my thing is, I've been telling people, I'm trying to avoid people who are throwing harsh words that wouldn't visit me if I was in a hospital.
That part.
Because if you're not going to, why should it matter? If you wouldn't even step up when something happened, if something was to happen to me, these people be like, man, sucks for Tyler. What's on tomorrow's reality TV?
Exactly.
Okay. But you're bothered by a lot of people saying. So if you feel like you should not be bothered or concerned by people who wouldn't visit you in the hospital, so you shouldn't matter what they're saying about you online. Because you know what the truth is, according to you, right? Or do you? Because I feel like you spend so many different lies and try to explain your truth, you believe in them. And that's what lies do. They will say things, different stories, try different ways, and will believe their own lies, even though that's not the truth.
Exactly.
No one really cares. So they're throwing these hates and they're like, you're a terrible person. I hear you. That's your personal opinion. And it does suck. It sucks hearing.
Yeah, because nobody wants to be the muse of everybody's negativity or people watching their quote unquote favorite show, them picking you apart and just tearing you apart. And now you got to go home and say, hey, babe, listen, I know they said this, but this ain't true. And this right here, this is where they're taking this from. This did happen, but it didn't quite happen like that. And you're just explaining all this stuff in the first year of marriage. And marriage is difficult enough.
It's mad.
And so now you got to carry all the weight of everybody else's opinion while you're still trying to establish a foundation and a knowledge of each other.
Yes.
And so it's bad on all fronts.
And this has affected our marriage. I want to be very clear that this has drastically changed our dynamic. Not that we don't love each other and we're still not best friends, but these, like you said, marriage in general, we just touched 1 year yesterday. Right. So we just had our 1 year anniversary. We had to set our phones down. We didn't want to post about our anniversary because we don't want people to taint that experience. Or you've already tainted our love story. Yeah. I don't want you to taint our sacred day now.
No, we didn't take your love story. We didn't take your love story. You taking your own love story by omitting that you have children and being vague about it. You take your own love story. If you've been open and honest, like I said earlier in this recording, then people will understand that. You still probably would get some, but at the same time, they would say, well, at least he's honest, and he told us the whole truth. And that's what we wanted. But no, you were ducking and dodgy, and now all this has came forward. So no, we didn't take your love story. You taking your own love story. Now, if you would have been better, you would have had your Brett and Tiffany. You would have had this. You would have had a person that, owned up his mistakes. He know what he did. He messed up. But your actions led to what it is. So no, you take your own story, love story. So yes, don't need to post nothing because it's you. So blame yourself.
So we didn't even post about our anniversary, and we're trying to navigate this the best way we know how.
And your anniversary date is what?
The 16th.
The 16th of November.
Yeah.
Lit fam, I want y'all to leave a comment and say, congratulations on your anniversary. I want to see, he don't know that.
16. Because when I said it, I was like, I know I'm right. I was confident with that. And I was like, if Ashley sees this, she's like, man, just one thing.
One job. Yeah. So the reality is, because I have a very healthy community. So I want them to show love. I want them to affirm y'all and just say congratulations on your anniversary on November. It's a 1 year anniversary. Yes. So congratulations on the 1 year anniversry on November the 16th. And just spread love, speak words of affirmation, affirm them. That's what I need y'all to do.
I do want to say that this will be and again, I'm accepting all hate, all love. If you are very confused, this is not my only time I'm going to go in depth with this because again, I feel like a lot of things are still private. A lot of things are between me and my wife, and whatever they want to continue to try to expose, that's on them and that's their family. I have a union to protect right now, and this will be the only platform that I go in depth with this. And I want to let everyone know that this will be the only time.
You say you're going to be going back and forth?
I get to watch other people in other marriages, or, they get to go talk.
They're good. Let your lies stay. If this is your only time you want to go forward, let your lies stay. Because let them know you didn't help convince nobody. You didn't help nobody. Everybody still feel like you're a liar. So you didn't accomplish it. You didn't accomplish anything. You accomplished something all right. Let me take that back. You accomplished something all right. It could reaffirm everybody believe that you're a liar. That's what it is. So go ahead. Let this be your only time. And this will be our only video to show that you didn't clear up nothing. Instead of you just throw around a lot of stories and let them stick and let everybody talk about it. But no, we didn't fool. We're not being fooled.
Talk about their love life, and they get to talk about their experience and everything great that happened. I don't get to share any of that.
You get to defend.
Yeah, people want to
defend on defend.
Me and Ashley have so much to talk about, so much to enjoy about each other. So when we talk, or we talk as a couple next time, it's going to have to be a very respectable, very loving conversation. We don't want to harp on this anymore. We'll let the courts or whoever else figure it out moving forward. But I don't want to sit and harp on a situation that we
let the courts will never figure it out moving forward. But you just say that you never step before the courtroom. You don't have no court cases, huh? If you never step before a courtroom, why you want courts to be involved? Okay.
have spent a year getting through that we are now forced to relive. And I get the world doesn't know. And I said it, people hated it. The only explanation I owe to is my wife. If anything is brought up she's not privy to. People think that I saw someone say, yeah, you do. We are entitled. You sign up for a show. You're entitled if they say nice things. I'm not entitled to respond to them if they say nice things. Thank you. And I appreciate it. Thanks for the love. But this is my real life, my real marriage. So the negative things, I am not entitled to sit up here and tell this. I'm doing this only because I want to now talk about me and my wife's experience. We got married on a very unconventional way. And I would love to go out and talk about it.
Yeah.
And Black love itself is rare.
Right.
And you know.
No, Black love itself is not rare. It's not rare. Don't say you're right. Don't say Black love is rare. It's not rare. We not only listen to these people that just discover that it's so rare that it's not having. Black love is there. But we don't like to coddle a Black man and thinking that what he did on by omitting his kids and everything and abandoning them is somewhat a Black definition of Black love. No, it's not. It's not rare. It's very common. But we're not promoting no dysfunctionness of you. We're not promoting that. So no. So you're upset you don't get to share the story, to tell your little story and tell us something, have interviews, stuff like that, because of your mess. So you have yourself to blame.
What's also crazy, Black people online are the ones tearing us down.
Absolutely.
You're getting torn down by your own people.
Absolutely.
They will post on their page and say, I support Black women, and then you get on live and say, that sister's a bird. That's not supporting Black.
I mean, you can still support Black love and still call someone out. The reason why the person was calling her a bird, even though she's a Black woman, is because she's acting like a bird-like behavior. Meaning that she women and fighting people on your behalf instead of sitting this thing out. That's called to show that when people get on the reality TV show, I think these producers, I don't really care, but I think people need to really sit down and let these people know, or thought therapists know the other side of reality TV, other than fame, because not always gold. It's not always gold. It's rust sometimes too. So you have to understand what comes to the territory. So no, she get called a bird because she act like a bird. Women are people for on your behalf. No, if I would ask you, I said, no, I'm not saying none of this. It's Tyler. You want to know? Let Tyler speak. I'm not doing any interviews on this because I was not privy to. I would deal with this in my own time with him.
Black women?
Yep.
That's not supporting Black women.
No lies told there.
I'm not asking you to support my relationship because you don't understand it. But don't say you support a specific race or gender and then go against that.
You just spoke the gospel truth there. My question is this. Hindsight 2020, and I know you said you don't like to live in regret, but when you look back over this whole situation, what do you think you could have done better?
The entire experience overall?
I'm talking about from the day you donated sperm all the way to the moment that you released this information to your fiance at the time, all the way to the time of this reunion show. You know, when you look back at that, you go, dang it, man, if I had a magic wand, I would have did this, I would have did that, I would have did this.
I would have been more upfront with Ashley at first. so we can have time to figure out throughout filming how to navigate. I feel like the way I threw it on her, she had no choice but to be like, it's on camera. And that's how tough she is. People, again, say that she's not this tough person. She made me talk about it on camera.
I know, I heard.
So I wish I did that differently. I would never wish that those kids weren't born, because these are, again, these are innocent kids and they are a blessing. So I can't take that. I wish I had more in-depth conversations with
me, so I could told you this is foolishness.
No, that's honestly, like I said, I grew up without a father. My father figure was my uncle, my mom's brother, and he's tough, rugged, love him to death. I have a cousin that's my age. He's like my best friend, but that was my father figure. But he was still, he wasn't my father. So I wish I had a mentor. I wish I had someone to speak to.
And by all means, I believe in donating. I believe in all that, whatever it takes to help people bring a life into this world and all that. I just believe that there should be clear expectations. And that's with anything. If you're not clear about it and all that, then it gets real.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I will say what Ashley has said in private, where she's like, you should move completely different. You move like a fool at that time. And that's what she did say to me. And like I said, I will never disclose our private conversation, but that's one thing where she's like, I don't like how you moved in your 20s at all. And I don't like it either, because I thought in my late 20s that I had it figured out. I was like, man, I'm old. I got it all figured out. There's nothing anyone can tell me. And now being 35, I live 3 lives. I live 4 lives. I feel like I'm in a whole different era of my life. And I know people want to judge me based off what people are telling you in the past. But I can sit here and say I'm not that same person.
So you mentioned about court. You just went to court last week. You said it was a Zoom meeting, and y'all have another court date in the future. What is trying to be established in these hearings?
Money. That's the only thing they want is money.
So and put you on child support?
That's exactly what it is. They're just trying to get money, and that's another.
What it is, trying to put you on child support.
Yes, and that's trying to get money for child support. And they're okay with me not being in their lives.
So they're not trying to fight for visitation. They're not saying
there has never been a custody battle. When I've had conversations with Bride, it's never until recently where she's like, hey, don't do this again. But it's only don't do this again because you're arguing with your wife or your fiance. So whenever you're in
no, don't do that. Don't do that. She said don't do this again because you did that before. You left your kids for a whole year before. So when you came back to the picture, she would say, you had a conversation, you clear it up, you apologize, whatever. You say, I'll do this again, and she believed you. Then a jump forward, when you get in the show, you abandon the kids again. So she upset because you did this again, like you said you're not going to do, abandon your kids. So if that's going to be the case, no, she's not going to keep fighting for you to be the kids' life. Run the pockets. Run the damn pockets. Because you show yourself you not want to be consistent in the kids' life like that. You took yourself a part of it. So no, if it's about money, yes, it's going to be about money. Run the pockets. And if it's Ashley involved with you and you owe, she going to get her pockets garnished too. So no. Because when she was telling you, I didn't know, she was telling you at one time, and this text message approved, because we see the text messages online, that I don't need the money. I just didn't want you to see your kids. And you wasn't doing that. So the next step is you need to provide. So no, don't try to put it and say, oh, she's okay for you not to see the kids. She's okay for you now. Because after you disappointed her numerous of times of not being there, she said, no, you don't need to see them. Bring the money. Get the pockets. And that's what she want court case for. You owe. You step up, you took it for all the kids, especially the twins, when you know they could see naturally, because that's when you're on court case for. Because you was not involved at that point. If you detached yourself, like you said, and you didn't be involved, you wouldn't be going through all this, right? But no, you took yourself a part into it. So no, deal with it.
This in cahoots with your person, then it's like, Tyler, come around, like be around a little more. But when it's not, when you're all in love and you're wrapped up in that situation, playing house, then we're not worried about Tyler. So if you watch, at no point has her mom said, has she said, I really just want these kids to have their father. At the end of every conversation, Bride said, I just want what's owed to me, money. And then her mom has said, if he dies tomorrow, I'm okay with that. Go get Social Security. How are these people's character not being questioned?
She said on the live video?
Yes. And I would never do that. I wouldn't sit here and wish death on none of them. I would never. And again, for me to even help you have a family, protect your family at certain points, for you to get on live and try to trash me, you were never a friend.
No,
I was just a
She didn't try to trash you. She was explaining after you denounced her kids as sperm babies, and they don't know what you look like. That's what she went online just to talk about it. And she still didn't trash you. You feel like it's a trash because you know deep down inside you are this person. She's saying you know the truth and you know that's the truth. So when you feel like it's a trash or attack on your character, it's because you know yourself, you did this, and now you just upset that she would never say anything. I think his issue is that she thought she was not going to say anything. She would keep quiet. Because I know I mentioned, I think in his live, they say you mentioned that you was going to unalive yourself if they would speak forward. So she's refusing to say nothing. But now when you act like you didn't want to clear nothing up, but you want people to come after her like she just messed up a person, so she had to say something. So no.
Come up and you were waiting to figure out how to cash out.
Yeah.
Because there was no plans for me ever to be on TV and for you to say I'm a private person but now your Instagram's public, and now you're verified, and now you're getting on lives. When were you private?
Are you mad because she verified because people like Bri? Understand her story, understand that she's a single mother, raising. I don't care if she's in a relationship or not, but at this moment, we don't even know if she is in a relationship right now. We all know she raised 3 kids on home when you said you was going to be there as a father figure, biological or not. Help her fight custody, help her all that stuff, to take the DNA test, to prove that you were biological. You didn't have to do all that if the first kid was a sperm baby. You didn't have to prove, you had to show your DNA. You just could have been absent. And let them do with the first one. But the twins, that's yours. And now she's public because she had to come forward and say something. And she can still be private, but when you push her to this point that you denounce her kids as a mother, she had to protect her children and fight back. Just like any parent would when you dismount her kids. The kids can defend themselves. So yes, she can still be private and still be public and say public things and still keep some things to herself. So you mad because people are generating and liking her more than you. And you can't stand that because of your actions on the show.
Before I went on the show?
Does she have a good job?
Oh yeah, she works. The crazy thing is she's in a top secret clearance job in the military where she shouldn't even be putting her business out there like that. It's a very secret top job.
Really?
Trust me, it's called the dark side. You can't, it's not, I can't even give you content on what she does because it's so top secret. So for her blast her life out there, she wouldn't have been able to go do a show like this.
Well, is that her real name?
Bryda.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you got a job like that in the military, why would you be on TikTok doing stuff like
Is clout that important? And the thing is, even if I'm saying something wrong or doing something wrong, check me. I protected your family. I hope you have a family. You could check me. You want to go on social media and smear me because the person that you hated the most, her mom, she's hated her mom for a long time. You are now becoming her. And it's crazy because they don't have the best of relationships. They never have because of she doesn't like what her daughter is. But now you're becoming this person. And I see it before my eyes.
Let me ask you this. Is she trying to get child support on all 3 kids?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. She wants, and it's a money thing. And it's because if you were okay with your family and what you have going on, you would just be like, look, Tyler, he walked away. I don't want anything to do with it. She won't do that because it's more, there's people donating online. This woman said that her ex-wife said she beat her. So now we just created domestic violence GoFundMe. What are we talking about here? Like that, if I was to do that, if a woman came out and said that I beat her, I would be crucified. There's no way that gets blown over.
An official message from Medicare.
Kids were born in summation. Even though nothing wasn't written and agreed upon, it was understood explicitly that you were not supposed to be an active participant financially or due to time and visitation in these kids' life.
When the twins were born, I was. We had agreed that I would be in their lives. I would help financially. I would do these things.
And at what point was that? Before they were born? After they were born? When did
Before they were born. Before they were born. Yep. I said that I would step in. I would help. And then that's when the situation gets sticky where I'm being pushed out for her relationships because she like I said, goes and.
But that's just to take away the fact that you say you're going to step in and be there financially for the kids. So it's just in your words, in this video, you go step and be financially. So the fact that you step away and you're not in a kid's life, so she could say, okay, he stepped away. That's it. No. You still evolved. No, you still responsible. So you don't get the chance to go away and not doing that. So if you go get the chance to go away, and like most women can do, because when they had kids, they had attachment bond to their children, most of them. And so they don't get the chance to walk away. The guys get the chance to walk away because they had to conceive, they had to carry, don't have the emotional bond or carry and changing their body, altering their body for the kids, depending on what their breast milk and nothing like that. They had to do none of that. They're all about the women. So they had to be stayed and stuff. And when you could go on and have your whole different successful lives with some other people and other kids, I myself included because I'm raised in a single parent household. So I don't have a father figure. He had his other kids and everything. Never know who he was. Never try to therefore, when I try to understand and try to be there with my older brother myself, lives. The only way I knew about him was we took the DNA test. Other than that, that's it. And even then, it was no connection and nothing like that. No. So if it is about the finance, and like you say you was going to do, run the pockets.
But the wife comes back, wants to expand their family. When did the conversation say you're going to be involved?
I want to say a month, 2 months after figuring out she was pregnant, her wife was already gone.
And came and expand, then she leave, then the kid, now
she's pregnant. Yeah, she tried to get an abortion. She couldn't. So when she couldn't get an abortion, I was like, look, I'm here. I'll be here for you. These are still biologically my kids. And I've never denied any of that. And I did step up. I was around, but to say
He still denied. He just said it. They are still biologically my kids. I never denied any of that. Yes, you have denied. Because when they ask you how the kids were born, the children were born, you cannot answer the question. But now you're saying they're biologically my kids. So this is biologically your kids. In most states, if you're the biological father of the kids and established, and they're going to court for you and everything, even though you stepped up, that you will be the responsible party to pay for the kids. Point blank, period.
I was an active. That's so far-fetched. The girls, if you watch the video, the twins, her mom's trying to convince them who I am. They don't know because I wasn't around them for 4 years.
So you wanted to be involved, but then she pushed you out, and then you just said, all right, well, I'm done. She don't want me involved, and that's it.
Yeah.
But now she's blaming you that you're not involved.
Right, correct. Because it came back around where we talked, and I was like, look, because again, people pleaser is a fault of mine. And I love my friends. There's nothing that I wouldn't do for them, and especially seeing kids. My niece, I talk to them every day. And when I came back into their lives, I was like, look, I'll try. And her asking me back in their lives was, again, I'm starting to realize there's a pattern. You're arguing with this girl you're dating. Then when y'all are good, we're not worried. The only thing I get is, I need some money. Can you send me some money?
He going back and forth. He not making himself look good.
I'm funding your house. You don't want me to have
so she would randomly come and ask for money for what?
anything. Like even flights. When they would take flights, I was like, okay, I'll send you money. They would go fly to be in Louisiana with her grandmother. I would send them money for flights. Just little things.
Why you doing that if he sees a pattern of her doing so? Why are you giving money like that if it's a pattern to do so? It's not about the kids. Why are you doing all this stuff? Because you love your friends, you're people pleaser. You're not that much of a people pleaser for doing that. Boy, bye. If that's the case, why you need people please your kids? They're your kids, right? They're people.
That they would constantly just like, and then when she has a family now, this woman she's dating has 2 more kids.
Now you're trying to use other people as a way why you cannot be around your kids. And you take her back, you step away because it's too tricky and stuff like that. No. You people please, so people please.
Her fiance has 2 more kids, so it's a house of 5. I bet it's rough. But why am I, why do I have to fund that when I don't get to be a part of every day? I don't know what school they were going to. I was not disciplining them. I don't know what was going on day to day. The kids were getting like hurt, and then I would see them and they would have scratches and bruises or stitches. And I'm like, what happened? Oh, we forgot to tell you. We forgot to tell you. The fiance knew. And to put it into perspective, this room, we're sitting in this room. If there's 3 people that's extremely close to my life, my mom, my brother, and my sister, they all have kids. I talk to them all the time. My nieces are all tatted on me. Those kids aren't tatted on me. So that's one thing. If we stood in this room, just these people here, and brought the kids in, they couldn't point out who my mom was. They couldn't point out who my brother was.
They never met your mom?
No, they met her, but they couldn't point her out.
Because only seen her one time.
Yes.
Little. I mean, they're how are they now? That picture was 4 to 5.
They've seen her. They see my mom
7
twice.
now, right?
Yeah, they see my mom twice. So for people to say he's active father,
They would see your mom twice because you chose not to do it. You could still be an active father and they haven't seen your grandparents. What are you talking? What are you saying? It doesn't mean anything. You can still be an active father and they don't have to see your grandparents, their grandparents. So yeah, they so young they would not point them out because you didn't want to take upon themselves of showing them your parents. Because Cole, you detached, right? So no, there are people who have kids right now and they don't barely see their grandparents. So don't try to make it seem like, oh, they would not know my grandparents or something like that. So that's why I'm trying to push forward this narrative that I was an active father. You can still be one and still don't see the grandparents. So stop playing.
Father, he backed out. How's his family and friends? Some of my friends have never met him. Has never met the kids. And I'm telling you, if in this room, I talk to my niece, I could FaceTime my niece right now and she would be ecstatic, jumping wall to wall. And that's my niece. If the kids walked in the room and my mom, my brother, my sister were sitting on this couch, they wouldn't know who they were. How is that an active parent? That's not how I see my life.
Were they say you were active at a certain point, or were they saying they were active up until
the way they're making it seem, her mom was saying that I was there every weekend. I kept them on weekends.
At what age, babies?
I never kept them for weekends. I never had them for weekends.
But you had them for a week. He may be playing semantics. Yes, you probably didn't have it weekends, but you have for the weekdays. Because you said you saw them 4 or 5 times a week, and you said the twins Monday to Friday. So you didn't have the weekends because they had the weekends. You had them in the week, right?
When I lived in one specific apartment, they stayed with me one time, and then in Arlington, they visited one time. And I lived in Arlington for 3 to 4 years, so it was never active. The thing is, if they can make you believe, sit there and make you believe that, you can hate Tyler more.
Exactly.
And then the thing is, but why do you want that? Someone tell me, what is the point of this? What is the point? If you want money, there's a court for that. Yeah. If you want something else, there's something for that. But why get on here and trash a person who's done nothing but try to help?
Because she could be looking at it like you aren't trying to help. That you are on this big platform, your life is looking extremely great, and she's suffering dealing with raising your kids
with her fiance that she chose,
right,
and their kids.
Yep. From a traditional standpoint, it's the same thing. If I fathered some kids in a traditional sense, and I go off live happily ever after with my new wife, and then the mother of my child is struggling trying to take care of my 3 kids with that. That's what she is associating her lifestyle with, is saying that here I am taking care of these 3 kids, Tyler in and out. He meets a new woman, he forget all about it, because I have homegirls that deal with that as well. And they get a new woman, they forget all about the kid and the woman. Then she's coming off like that. So my question to you is that when you look back at that, What do you want to happen in this situation? For her to disappear?
No, I don't think she'll ever disappear. So that's the thing. She'll never go away. You can.
Why you say that?
I mean, how do you disappear?
She just say you're no longer. I know some women that have you can't even mention the father of their kids. It's done. Their life don't exist with them. They have raised their kids and went on about their business, and they be like, I'm your mama and your daddy.
Yeah, I mean that's how my mom was. But like I said, my mom also didn't exclude my dad from ever trying to be around when he was.
I'm talking about disappear. I'm talking about the extreme. Your daddy don't exist. He don't get to come in and come out. Done. I'm saying, what do you want?
I want them to have their family and leave me alone.
Okay,
that's honestly what I want.
Here we go. He wants to have a family and leave him alone. But the point is, you can't be left alone. Okay, yeah, they can do that. They can leave you alone. But with these court cases showing, you still owe. So at the end of the day, you getting your money garnished or whatever the hell you're going to do. You got to pay the child support. If you're not paying, they're going to garnish your wages. So they can leave you alone. However, you still will be financially responsible.
Because at this point, even if I put in the back of my mind that I can have a relationship with them, I wouldn't want to be attached to that family. Not the kids per se, because again, innocent kids, beautiful kids.
No, but you just said attached to their family. No kids are attached to family.
I'm just saying, but they come with everyone else. So
no. That he's right. Tyler's right. If you say you don't be left alone and the kids, that means the kids are involved with the family. So if you don't want to be involved with the family, that means you don't want to be involved with the kids. You can't say, "Oh, not the kids; they are beautiful like that." So you putting yourself into leaving yourself door open to stay beating the kids' lives, even though you keep saying that you don't want to be passionate for them. So the kids attached to their family. So this is yourself for everyone, concluding. Let it be. You say you want to be left alone. So you want to be left alone. That means the kids, her, the girlfriend, whatever, is not in your existence in your life. And you can just live your life with Ashley, and that's it. But deep down inside, you know that you're doing exactly what your father did to you. I don't care how tricky the situation is, how you didn't handle paperwork and everything. At the end of the day, you say in your mouth, you are biologically attached to the kids. Biologically, meaning that DNA shows that you are the biological father for all three of these kids. So stop playing.
I with a baby mama. Yeah. I may not like the mother of my child, but I will never prioritize my feelings over that. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I would never prioritize the feelings that I have for a bad relationship over my kids. Respect. That's the terrorist. That's just how I operate. Yep. I stand on that. I don't care if the mother of my child lied to me, accused me of abuse, tried to broke the windows out of my car like Jasmine Sullivan. I'll be like, that woman is crazy. Yes. But I'm going to love you, child, and I'm going to show you how to honor and respect. I'm going to honor and respect your mother because that's your mother. But we ain't going to have a relationship, but you're going to watch me honor and respect her. Absolutely. And then when that child comes of age, my child will look at me and be like, you know what? I've never heard you say nothing negative about my mama. And she always say something negative about you. I said, no. That's what I was going to ask. So you wouldn't be concerned of them running your name when you're not around? Because there's a quote in that office. When we get done, you're going to walk over there. It's a quote God gave me. Let your character outlive their lie. God told me that years ago. Let your character outlive their lie. Does it hurt? Absolutely. But I believe that through consistent.
If you got consistency, I know he go about to explain, but if you got consistency in your character, no matter what people say about you, this is who you are. I know who I am. I know I consistently show up who I am. I'm not perfect by any means, but I know who I am and what I'm about. Nobody could tell me or tell me who I am and what my character is going to be different than what I show up. I love to smile. I like to have a good time. I just feel energy. Sometimes I be reserved and guarded, but I like to feel people out. But when I have a good time, I have a good time. I like to be around people. Enjoying myself. I know I like my alone time and stuff like that. You know who you are. If my character shows that I'm usually the person that people come to, can listen to, don't judge them, be there for them, care about people, tag people and see how they are. That's my character. And nobody can tell you differently. So no matter what people say online about me, I say, okay, that's different. You can't tell me anything about myself. So I'm not a person who just go out and be just trying to be mean to people, because I'm not that type of person I am. Everybody tell you otherwise to try to lie and say, oh, this was this mean person. He's just like this, just like that. No, that's not my character. So if you is this person who is standing up guy, who's honest, who take care of responsibilities, there was no reason for the people to come out there and say false lies when you know it's not true. That will bother you. It bothers you because you know it's the truth and you are women out of yourself out of the situation and then digging yourself in a bigger hole than it needs to be.
Character showing, the person will look and be like, you're nothing like I've heard. The reality is it's your kid. If you're being an active participant in that kid's life, if it was active, no matter what that mom says or that father says about that child, the child is smart. The child will look at me like, my mama never says nothing bad about my daddy. My daddy always telling me my mama this, my mama that, or whatever. And that child will keep growing up, starts getting to their own thinking. 12 years old saying, I want to go spend time with my daddy. Why you always want to go to your daddy's house? It just feels like peace over there. Don't know it. That child won't articulate it.
Bad, yeah.
No, but they just feels like peace over there. Yeah. And so that child later on will begin to speak at 16, 17, 18, 25 and be like, I want a man like you, daddy. You like, why you say that? Because I watched how you treated my mama. And my mama used to drag you in and out of court. My mom used to do this. She used to talk bad about you. She would do this, whatever. And I watch you stand tall as a king. See, that's what people don't want to talk about. So when I talk about having a healthy platform, it's not just having a cute video and interviews. It's the life that we live behind the scenes to say, you can say whatever you want to say about me, but I'm not going to validate what you say by my character. Yeah. So my character is going to either give credence and validation behind what they are saying, which makes it the truth, or you look at it and be like, that's a lie. Yeah. And the reality is that's the power you have. The power you have, whether you acknowledge these kids as your biological kids or not, those kids are going to grow up one day and they're going to get whatever feeling they have about their dad. Yeah. And you have the opportunity to show them what narrative they speak about. Absolutely. Or whether they're going to be spending years in trauma and therapy unpacking trauma because they like, well, y'all quit sending me these videos that happened in 2024.
And that's honestly, that's the part that does kill the most, innocent children. Everyone keeps saying it, but you're okay with keep posting the videos and putting their pictures up there.
Let me tell y'all that. The people who posting pictures and videos of the kid and birth certificates, that's so foul. When I tell you that is so foul and despicable, that is wrong for you to do, because at the end of the day, you would never, especially those that are parents, that's a huge violation. You will pop off on somebody if they did that with your kids. So I'm telling you right now, you're wrong for that.
It was the grandma.
Oh, that's even worse.
That's what, I'm not saying that you just condemned her, but I'm just saying, but that's
went on the grandma.
No, I'm just saying,
grandma,
it's not right. That's the thing. No matter who it is, it's not right. That's
the grandma the one that posted the birth certificates.
Sent it in, sent the pictures, everything. That's what I'm telling you.
Grandma emailed me. I need to talk to you.
Yeah, because I'm telling you. But the thing is, I wasn't active, so it's hard for people to say he was active. There are pictures, there are videos. It's very few and far in between. If I give you if I create a montage of all the things that I've done in my life, playing basketball, I can make it look like I'm a professional basketball player.
Absolutely.
But to take these pictures over the past 5-6 years, you can make it look like I'm very active, and they're doing that. For her mom to get on there and say that I was there every other weekend, you're lying.
So let me ask you, when's the last time you saw these kids?
This was September. I went to a football game last year.
September 2023.
Yeah.
Is the last time you saw the kids, and it was you. Was it her and her fiance?
Yes.
And the 5 kids.
Yep.
And you said what to the kids?
Nothing. It was a football game. I went to a football game.
You saw them in passing, or y'all?
I went to a football game. I went to the Suns football game.
Oh, the Suns football game.
Yeah, like a little flag football game. I went to a game. And people are saying like, oh, you left them for the show. No. What I will say is, one thing that show does help you get is clarity.
Oh, I'm about to say that.
So you are detached from everything. Whether I found love or not, I was in a hotel room with thoughts and how I want better for my life and praying and thinking about things. It was not that. People will say that these are the motives. It's all these, rather than just looking at it from a standpoint, because they didn't see this or understand this. The standpoint of, I wasn't an active father. I wasn't around. I was tired of playing this tiptoe in and out game and watching you play house.
That's good.
And then funding it.
Yep.
So when I came back with clarity, I don't want to have these conversations no more, because you are really good at talking to me as my friend that I've always loved. And I will put myself back in that situation. So the only way to step out was to completely detach myself from everything. Or I would have been in a life where I ended up where it's not a dad. You have a house with 2 parents. Her fiance has raised these kids. So this is what you wanted. And I see it. And that's what I want them kids to have, 2 parents. Not 2 parents and a tiptoe in and out dad that comes around just so you can say he goes to dad and donuts. That's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to be a very active father in my kids' lives at all times. Don't say you want a relationship and raise these kids with a woman until you do it and y'all get in a fight. And it's like, well, I know my friend will come back. That's not it. It gave me clarity, a lot of clarity. So I didn't leave. If I came back with no one, that was my mindset.
This is one of the rare times where you say my kids. In my kid's life. Are you talking about proverbial, saying that if this wasn't a traditional situation, I want to be involved in my kid's life? Are you saying these kids I want to be involved in? If you're going to allow me to be involved in my kid's life, are you saying that?
Yeah, I'm saying like if I was to have my kids, like my own kids, how I would want to raise my family. Yes, how I would want to raise my family with. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, because you say my kids, and so I just want to make sure that if she gave you the opportunity right now and said, hey, listen, man, listen, I saw this episode of Dear Future Wifey. Let's fix this. What does fixing it look like to you? She said, I ain't gonna be making no more videos talking crazy. We're not gonna do this. And I realize we do need healing in this family. However this looks, let's sit down and fix this.
First thing is I wouldn't believe her. I'm gonna be honest. Second thing is,
you can put some change in a stranger's part.
Where your mom is saying that they wish I died.
Take her mom out of, forget the mama. Don't make her accountable to nobody else. She's talking to you, man to woman, and says, let's fix this. I do not want my kids to suffer emotional damage throughout life. I'm asking you, as the donor, as the bio father of these kids, I want you to weigh in on this. How can we fix this? Would you just say, the way you fix it is don't ever call me again? And F these kids. Like, what are you saying?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. I'm sitting here and I'm trying to think, and that's what I've done in past places where I try to think of something that I think you will want to hear. I don't want to do that.
Don't think about what I want to hear.
Not anyone, but what the people want to hear. I don't want to do that either.
Don't do it. And if you don't have the answer, that's okay.
Yeah, so that's why I don't know. Sitting down right now, I would have to talk to my wife.
Yeah.
And it's us now. So it's me and Ashley. So there's no, Tyler, what can you do? No, it's my partner. So
and I like that, and I respect that you said this, but let me tell you something that's so cool about it that I take the heart posture of as a leader, as the foundation of your household. You can cultivate whatever that is based on what you want, and your wife will fall in line and say, and not saying that the wife just got to do it.
Yeah, but yes, agree. So he tried to tell you that yes, you married to Ashley, but this situation is involving you and your kids with another person. So you need to lead how you want it, and then she follow in line. If you say you want to be part of your life, she will support you in doing so. If you go detach your kids and say these kids are not about me and this is about me and you, she gonna does that, and then now doesn't make it right, but she gonna do it because she's your wife and she chose to be with you, even though it's not right. So you need to know what you want. Now, the fact that you say you want them to leave you alone, but then you don't know if she said let's squash everything and do it with your kids, you don't even know, boy, because you confuse your damn self.
But
no, trust me.
I know, but it's a leadership standpoint. Say, listen, you know what? You trust me, right? You follow me as I follow Christ, right? Absolutely. This is what I want to do. Now, what would you like? Do you agree with that? So the reality is I don't want, because you operate from a place of a people pleaser mentality, what I want, if anything that you walk away from this conversation with, I want to impart leadership, full masculinity, where it's not, you're not doing stuff based upon somebody else's approval.
Yes.
It's based upon, this is what I see right for my life, and I'm getting this direction from God. And this is not the easy road. It don't feel comfortable, but this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, as a leader, I can look down the road and say, legacy. What is my legacy? If I take my last breath today, how would I be remembered? And every man should take that moment in their life where they say, if I were to take my last breath today, how are people going to remember me? If you took your last breath today, God forbid, but your legacy right now would be, Tyler never owned up. He got these kids, don't do this, blah, 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 blah. That's what it would be. And your kids grow up trying to understand that. Yeah, like, now, why would he? Well, I do understand that's kind of difficult, but did not matter enough for this and this. They don't care about it. All they want is whoever's going to be daddy, and I'd be careful in this new generation with, like you said, 2 women being parents and 2 fathers being 2 men being parents. I don't know all these pronoun stuff. So I'm trying to just figure this out. But the child would be like, I want my bio parent and some level of understanding with said parent. And you have the power to either create whatever that is or say, listen, this is difficult and this is what I have chosen in this. I'm gonna stand beside this original agreement. This is what it is. And it is what it is. Yeah. I donated this for a reason. You have every right for whatever you want because that was your agreement. All I'm saying is whatever it is that you decide as a man, stand on it from this day forward and make sure all hearts and minds are clear. And you can bless everybody with, hey, this is what it's gonna be. This is what we agreed upon. This is what we should have had in writing at the very beginning. We didn't do that. Now we got an opportunity to put this here just like this. And this is what that is. And if you don't know the answer to that, that's fine because it is crazy. Yeah. Let me just choose a better word. It is complicated.
Yeah. And no, I definitely get it. And that's what I want to be clear is I'm sitting here taking accountability. I want to be clear on that. Me walking out of kids' lives or the in and out, I don't enjoy it just as much as anyone else doesn't like hearing about it. I'm taking the accountability on not being straightforward with Ashley at the beginning. I want to sit here and say that I'm not better than, I want to sit here and say that I don't have the answer. If she was to reach out and say, let's figure this, how can we figure it out? I don't know. I feel like I'm so hurt by a lot of things that it would take a lot.
And that's what the mediator, you get mediators there and they converse and get down to it. So something because it's going to take a lot to rebuild whatever it is, but everything is possible. I'm an optimist. So I just believe in healthy relationships, healthy family. I just believe that. And as ugly as it is, it's still not out of control.
Yeah. No, I don't think, like you said, I don't think anything's out of control. You can fix a lot with prayer. And it's like, I would have to talk again with Ashley. I would have to talk to God. I would have to figure out a way that benefits all parties.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. I'm not sure. And again, I don't hate anyone. I'll be clear on that. Like I said, I'll always have love for anyone that's ever been in my life, good or bad. You were an experience. And you showed me something on some aspects of life, whether it was to trust someone, whether it was not to trust someone. But I don't know what that conversation would look like.
Maybe it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting because I don't even know the answer to it. Even when I'm saying that to you, I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you sit there and say, all right, listen. So I can't even entertain the conversation. I'm like, what do you say? Do you say, hey, listen, am I going to pay child support on this or am I not going to pay child support? But if you want me to be an active participant in this kid's life like an uncle, then we need to also discuss at a certain point where we're going to tell the kid that I'm the bio dad. Like all that stuff, I don't know. Yeah. Listen, it's a lot. It's very complex. But again, I know that you possess the capacity because you're the one that made the decision.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you possess the capacity to come up with the answer. So what I'm empowering you with is solution. See, a lot of men don't want to come up with a solution. We can go make a whole lot of mistakes. We can make a lot of bad decisions. I don't like to use the word mistakes. So I'm gonna say we can make a lot of bad decisions, but we don't want to take the work to create the solution for the bad decisions.
Absolutely.
And so what I'm telling you, King, is I'm empowering you with the power to come up with a solution to It ain't even a bad decision that you made. They just wasn't fully thought out. Because the decision, the initial thing of saying, I want to go ahead and bless you so y'all can have a kid, if that came with good intentions and desires and you want to do that, you have all the right in the world because that was a well-intended thing that you did. The way that you handled it, the way all that took place is where that decision was handled poorly.
Gotcha.
And so now you have the power to look back and go, God, okay, when I was a child, I spoke as a child. When I became a man, I put childish things away. That's Bible. So now what do I do? How do I put these childish things away? I got to put these emotions away because I'm responding out of emotion because I've heard all these lies. I've heard people stick daggers in my back that I tried to help. I understand that. Jesus, you did the same thing. You said, Father, forgive them for they know not what they do. So I got to exercise the heart posture of Jesus. Gosh, that hurts. Dang, that bothers me. But this is the crown that's placed on my head because you called me a king. So now this is what I'm going to do. I'm looking at this offspring. Either I identify with this as my kid or I don't. And I make a decision based on both ways. Whether I see him as my kid or I don't. And then I handle that decision accordingly. I come up with that solution. Then I talk to my wife and say, this is what I'm presenting you. And this is what I want to do. And she says, okay, or not. And then you talk to wise counsel, attorneys, or whoever, say, this is what I want to do. How do we make this work? And they go, yeah, this can work right here. Well, this is going to be a problem based on state law. That's not doable, but we can do this. And then they carve it and shape it up. And then you present it with the other party and say, hey, this is what we come up with. What do you think about that?
No, honestly,
that's king stuff.
No, that's great advice. And that's stuff that I've never gotten, to be honest. It's easy for your friends to back you up and say, make a decision, do it. Rather than someone say, figure out a solution. But whatever solution you figure out, stick on it.
Yep.
Whether it's in the kids' lives, out the kids' lives, being friends, make a solution. Because it's easy to avoid it.
Yes.
And it will go on being a problem. Just because you're avoiding it doesn't mean it's no longer a problem. So no, I definitely appreciate that insight because it's not something that I come across. There's never been any type of manly figure in my life with wisdom that can give me insight on decisions that I made in my life.
I'm gonna tell you this.
I mean, and you say you got friends, so none of your friends do this, or your friends just go along what you do. You need better friends, man.
I try not to be emotional when I start thinking about my childhood. I was 18 years old. I put myself on child support. Put myself on child support when I was 18 because the mother of my child she was preventing me from seeing my daughter. I was spending all the time in the world with my daughter. I was there when my daughter was born. I would say that at that young age, she was dealing with, her emotions the best way she knew how. And she was like, I'm going to change some stuff and I'm not going to let you be in your kid's life anymore. Devastated me. I told my dad, I said, first I called the attorney general. I said, I need y'all to, the mother of my child is preventing me from seeing my child. And they said, are you on child support? I said, no. And they said, well, we can't enforce visitation if you're not on child support. I said, put me on child support. They said, excuse me? I said, put me on child support. If y'all not going to enforce visitation, then put me on child support. They said, we don't even know. They don't even know how to put paperwork to say that.
Right.
So then they was like, oh, we'll just come to the office. So my dad and I went to the office and we sat down at the attorney general office and we sat down and talked. And they said, so you want to put yourself on child support? And I said, yeah, because I want to be an active father in my child's life. And I want y'all to be able to, because it goes both ways. If I don't pay, y'all gonna lock me up. If I do this, I need to be on child support. They said, They looked at my dad. They said, where did he get this wisdom from? My dad said, like John the Baptist, I am not he. And he sat there because my dad ain't took care. He got kids, he didn't take care of them. So he was just like,
he said, be on child support. No part of
that. My dad said when he got my sister's mom pregnant, my half sister, the father said, either you gonna marry her or you can leave forever. He said, what? I know what I'm doing, and he just left. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what he said. He said that was an easy decision. And I was like, boy, that's shady. But that's what he did back then. And so when they asked me that, he said, like John the Baptist, I'm not he. So when I talk about fatherhood, it's so deep with me because I understand the gravity of fatherhood. Even the kid that I didn't produce the sperm for, I adopted kids. Yeah. So when you talk about fatherhood, it is deep with me. It's so deep with me. Matter of fact, thank you, Lord. This episode is dropping Wednesday. This coming up Saturday is National Adoption Day.
Oh, wow.
So I adopted my sons on National Adoption Day. One of them 1 year, another one a few years later. President Barack Obama called that into office and made a national holiday where kids in foster care get adopted on that day. And it's totally paid for by the state. And so that's National Adoption Day. It's interesting that we're having this conversation, but Saturday is National Adoption Day. A lot of states, they celebrate, or cities celebrate it on different days around that, but it's always the national one is the Saturday before Thanksgiving. And so it's interesting that we're having this conversation. And so shout out to those foster parents that are going to be consummating their adoptions on National Adoption Day. Shout out to y'all. If y'all are celebrating by adopting the kids that you are fostering, leave a comment. That's extremely special for me. Extremely special for me. So as we have this conversation, again, but even though I had a child biologically, my daughter, shout out to Lateria, who's 28 years old. I adopted my nephew when he was 8 years old. He's 16. I adopted Armani. He was 16. Now he's 21. But I've never still had that situation. Yeah. So I don't sit here as an expert saying, well, that's just easy to do. I have no idea.
Yeah, no, and I want to be clear. It's not easy. No. I didn't do this. Yeah. I didn't wipe my hands with it. It's a lot of talking to myself. It's a lot of talking to Ashley. It's a lot of, again, prayer that, people think that I'm hiding behind.
Right.
But I'm actually talking to God, just not publicly sometimes. Just because I post prayer sometimes, I'm not hiding. I'm trying to figure out my life.
Yeah.
And this is the best way. This is the best navigation system I got. Is prayer right now. So it's not easy by any means. It's tough. I'm just trying to picture what life looks like, and the question you asked me, what would I want? I don't know.
And that's okay. That's okay right now for today in this conversation. But if I call you a couple of weeks from now and I say, what do you want? You still say, I know. I will challenge you and say, you haven't put in the work, because while it's a difficult situation, nothing is too difficult for God. And if you are truly rooted and grounded in God, he's going to provide a solution. He said, if you call me, I will show up. He says, behold, I stand at the door and knock. Whosoever hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and sup with thee. Meaning that the minute that he is knocking, this is that knocking moment right now where you're having a conversation with me and I'm challenging you to rise up to a certain level of manhood. And now that's the knocking at the door. And then you say, all right, God, this little bald-headed man done told me some stuff. And I don't know who this man is. Why did I even go do this episode to begin with? But
no, I know why I'm here.
Why?
I was called here. I'm telling you why. Like, before I got off the flight, Ashley said, I feel in my spirit, you're in good hands.
Ooh.
And one thing I can speak on, Ashley, I don't know how long she's been building that relationship with God. That woman is good. When she says she feels something, don't question it. I learned to navigate around stuff and not want to talk about it. And she'll sit there and say, I feel it. I feel like I'm going against God. You need to tell me. When I tell you, I was like, it was one night I was crying to her because I was like, I don't know what relationship you have, but I want that. It's scary good. And when she told me on the plane, you coming here, I feel in my spirit is like the best thing that you can do. I was like, yeah. I was nervous a little bit, but then the nerves went away when she said that, because if she feels it, and you'll sit with her for 10, 15 minutes, have a conversation, you know it's in her spirit. So.
Do you realize the importance of having a woman guy like that?
No, I do. Trust me, I'm well aware. That's why I want to defend her on every platform. And people are saying that as well, where it's like, you're letting her fight. No, I had to sit back. You know, I didn't have anything lined up. I wasn't jumping at the first thing.
But you did let her fight. You could have told her, no, it's not good. Like, it's not good spirit for you to defend me, Ashley, because they gonna come after you and think you're okay with that. So I think it's, as much as she said she protected you by saying, I have a good thing, you got good hands with this thing, you should have had the same thing when you're supposed to be sound and base in your foundation, your faith, to tell her that it's not a good look for you to do interviews on my behalf. To sit this one out, and when I'm ready, I will talk about it.
Thanks, smoking. I honestly wasn't aware of your podcast. So if I jumped at the first thing, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
My name would have been ran through mud for going with someone else where they don't have a good back history, or they can't speak on anything. They don't give anyone a positive platform.
Right.
So the fact that I did wait, it does suck, because it looks like Ashley was in the front line fighting. I was in the front line fighting at home. So to come here.
Good. Hold on. I heard what you said, King. You were sitting at home trying to keep her stand, trying to preserve this, trying to cover her at home, and say, they can fight all out here, but I got to secure home base.
Yeah, trying to make sure that the rocks they're throwing aren't affecting the house. Now the foundation is getting shaky, so.
That's good.
Yeah, so it's just a weird position to be in. But had I not waited, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
And this is the only time, like I said, that I'm going to go in depth on this. This is the only place that I feel safe. And I don't think there's another. I don't know. I don't want to throw anyone else out there, but I just don't know. I just know when my wife says that in her spirit, this is it.
Anything else you need to clear up before we get ready to wrap up? Anything else that you like to relate to the audience? Where are these receipts? What receipts? You got something else you want to show me?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna hold off on the other ones. I'll let you see them, and I just want you to read it to yourself, and then just your face, you can have it.
Right.
But there's some stuff that I'll take to court. I don't have what the future's gonna hold, but just some things.
And who wrote this right here?
That's from Bri.
It's the event of the season. Winning Wonder.
July 22nd, 2019.
Yeah, yep. And that's just something that, again, I have the means to put it out there. I'm going to wait. I'm going to let the courts decide what is good, what's not good about it, certain things.
And was that after all three kids?
Yeah, that's after all three kids born. It changes little things, doesn't it? It does change a little bit. And I know people are going to be like, you should have told us, it means nothing. But I get it. But some things aren't for public, not when I'm going through stuff. Because I talked to you on the phone, and one quick thing you said to me that I stood with me, I told Ashley, you don't always have to show people your hand.
Nope.
And it's not that I'm trying to hide things. It's just, I want you to like me for me.
I think he said whatever he showed you at the end, it meant something, but Latera said it didn't mean anything. It was nothing. So that's why he didn't comment in the morning about it, but it didn't showcase or prove his case at all.
Because I persuaded you to like me.
Yep.
Not that I showed you receipts. I have people that actually love me in my life. So I don't want to persuade you to do that. But yeah, I just want people to leave Ashley alone. If there's anything in this interview that you don't like, take it out on me. Ashley is the innocent bystander that did nothing but try to fall in love with someone nationally.
Now, can y'all do that? I mean, can y'all hear
They
the
probably
heart
not gonna listen to me, but
I'm gonna say it. The reality is, how are you attacking? If you're saying, listen to this real quick. If you are saying that this woman is innocent, she didn't do nothing. She ain't donated nothing. She just mind her business, came on the show to try to find love. If you are truly trying to protect her, why are you destroying her in the process?
Because she's going around windmilling people, coming after people. She get on comments going back and forth with people. So if she want to be innocent, stay behind all of it and let him deal with that. That's the problem. Nobody destroying her, just destroy her.
Of her decision that she made. Because again, you're watching something when Love is Blind comes out, they done got married. That was a year ago. All that stuff didn't happen a year ago. So are you saying if she were to listen to what y'all are saying, she should just divorce him right now? You know what? I should divorce you. I know I did this last year. I know you told me all this stuff then. And I took my vows with you. But everybody else is saying I need to leave you alone. So I need to go and leave you alone.
Now, if she does that, are y'all going to go give her 1 million followers? Y'all give her $1 million? No, because in 2-3 months, you'll forget that y'all told her to do that. You'll forget because her life will go on. So it's let her make a decision what's best for her. She's very intelligent.
And lead people. And if you ever want to do anything, especially those that are believers. Now, if you're not a believer, you ain't got to take this mandate. But if you're a Christian and consider yourself a Christian, you know the best thing you can do? Pray for your sister. Say, Lord, I ask that you cover her. I ask that you give her clarity, God. You said you'll never put more on her than she can bear. And so I lift my sister up before you right now, God. Protect her heart, protect her mind. And God, I speak a peace, be still anointing over this situation. Quiet the naysayers, let the lies dissipate, and let your truth reign in the name of Jesus. That's what you should be saying. And Amen. I'm saying that right now to you, Ashley. Matter of fact, we're going to pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you. We thank you for this couple. We thank you for Tyler and Ashley taking vows before you, God. They took vows before you to honor you, to lift you up, to magnify you, to create legacy in your name. And God, I ask that you strengthen their relationship. I bind up every demonic imp that tries to come against their relationship and destroy it. You said, what you have joined together, let no man put asunder. And God, they are saying that you joined them together in an unconventional way. But God, you are in the midst. He's saying that he can hear the heart posture of his wife when she speaks to him. She has clarity of thought to be able to discern right decisions from bad decisions. And he's saying that he is submitted to that counsel from her, which says a lot about him as a man. So God, I just thank you right now for what you're doing. God, I ask that you fortify their relationship, strengthen them. And God, I ask that the people that are coming against them, that you just quiet the noise, that you silence the noise. In the name of Jesus. And if they decide to take this episode and make videos, give them a different heart posture as they are creating their content from it. Give them a different vantage point, God, in the name of Jesus. And God will be so careful to give you the praise, the glory, and the adoration. God, we lift those kids up before you right now, God. And all parties that are included in this thing, God, peace be still. Quiet the storm. Quiet the storm. Peace be still. Let these kids grow up to be a mighty man of valor, to be Proverbs 31 women. And Lord, let them do great exploits in your name. Cover them from the crown of their heads to the soles of their feet. You said it's not by power nor by might, but by thy spirit, said the Lord. So let your spirit overtake them right now in the name of Jesus. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. So if you like to pray, newsflash, I like to pray too.
No, I love it. No, that's why I said this is the place to be.
This is the place to be.
And I can't wait for Ashley to watch because she's going to say, I knew it.
She's going to say, I knew it. She's like, you better listen to me.
It's scary. It's honestly, it's scary in a good way.
Yeah.
That spirit flows through her in that way. So, and I see where she gets it. Her mom, amazing, strong woman. Same way, spirit flows through her. She's privy to everything. She prays. Love them both.
So what is her father in life?
So I won't speak on that situation too much.
Let me ask you, have you met the father?
Yeah, I met him.
You speak on everybody else? Well, mine as well. Sure. You speak on everybody else? You spoke to everybody else who's not involved in the picture. Even though they may say it has something, it is what it is. You could have just mentioned something. He said something too online.
Around a few times.
Okay.
Definitely a fun person. But I know some stuff came out that I won't speak on because that's Ashley and her dad's relationship. Right. I just know that they're not that close. If anyone's going to know anything, her mom.
So how does her mom, how do you feel about y'all's relationship?
I love her mom. Me and her mom are, listen, it's like they just accept me in the family. You wouldn't know that I met her grandma. Her grandma writes me, says really? She loves me. Yeah, like she got an Instagram. I'm like, get your grandma. Grandma be writing me. Yeah, I'm telling you, I love her
your
family.
Grandma be sliding my DMs, Ashley. You tell your grandma stab my DMs.
Yeah, after this, she gonna be in there. So, hi, baby. Yeah, listen, trust me, their family is amazing. I think we got married the 16th. Spent Thanksgiving with them. They took me in. You couldn't tell that I wasn't a part of their family.
You spent your first Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah, with married. Yeah, married, and it was right away, right off the back. And I'm telling you, extremely loving family. I see where Ashley gets it from with her mom. Her mom is God-fearing. Like, good. She has her own story to tell as well, but she is strong, and she's instilled that in Ashley. And the way that they speak about God, it's worth hearing.
Well, good. I think. How you feel at the end of all this? You good?
Yeah, look, I'm good. This is, like I said, this is going to be my one and only. Yeah. The next few times I want to speak on me and Ashley's love. I want me and her to be a union up front, standing, because it's been a lot of her interviews, my interviews, and it didn't even feel comfortable with her even coming here to sit here with me. That's
because I was asking for her to come join you, and I want to do a 2-part episode where I have you talk, and then another one with her on there. But my buddy was saying, no, she's always spoken. Let him sit 10 toes down with you as a man, and y'all have a conversation.
I would love
y'all
come back with Ashley.
Come back with Ashley.
And I guarantee you, once I tell her about this, she's gonna be like, she's gonna be on the first. Yeah.
To be honest, I don't really care. Unless you could come forward and give clarity of what you want to do, moving forward from that, then we can have a conversation. But other than that, we don't need to have any more conversations.
Trust me. Yeah, man. I seriously, I love everything about this podcast. I love the platform you provide. I love how you speak into me rather than at me.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Praying, and I truly appreciate it, seriously. And I don't think it will clarify a lot of things for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But just knowing things not black and white. And I'm trying the best I can with the cards I was dealt, or that I dealt myself.
And just for clarity, this wasn't for them. This is for you.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you. And so they get blessed by the overflow, or they just have more stuff to talk about. But I said, let's have a conversation. At the end of the day, 10 years down the line, if you sit there and you be like, hey, we celebrating 10 years, you know what I'm saying? I'll be like, man, I remember y'all on my podcast.
Yeah,
like
y'all going through it.
Yeah, y'all going through it. You know what I'm saying? And y'all having kids together like that. That's what I care about. I just care about these healthy kids. I care about, these other parties that are included to just get healed, because Bride gonna need her healing. Deshauna gonna need her healing. This new woman, she gonna need her healing. Whatever it is, just let everybody be healed and be well. That's because if these kids get a chance to witness healthy parental involvement in their life, then they just become healthy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all I care about.
No, I understand that completely.
So listen, anything coming up, or you ain't got nothing coming up to be telling people to go support her?
Don't support nothing.
Just
everyone, you don't need to do anything about that. We not really want to support nothing. It is what it is.
Just send my boy some comments on leave some comments because we'll be doing collaboration posts posts on IG with this. Just stop the negativity. Just please. Just if you can't say nothing good, don't say nothing at all. That's what they tell me when I was little.
That's what is it? One of the movies I seen.
What do you say?
I think it was Bambi or one of those little movies. It was one of the movies they say, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all.
That's what we grew up saying. So just do that. Just try to stop being so toxic out here. Listen, y'all give it up for my homie, Tyler. I want to let you go.
Appreciate it. I don't want to go. No, I appreciate it because this is like I feel like I'm just
we hear you. You got a chance to release for the first time.
Yeah, this is the first time coming out and speaking. Yeah, it feels extremely comfortable. Seriously, this is
good. You got my number, so let's stay in touch. Absolutely. So give it up for my homie, Tyler Francis, y'all.
I appreciate it.
Stay tuned to the end.
Well, y'all seen it. Y'all seen it and everything. I had to lower the volume at the end because they started playing some instrumental music and I don't want to showcase that. But y'all seen it. This recording is almost like 3 hours, so you will see this in premiere time. We will talk about this. I hope y'all come and join me and watch this together. And how y'all feel? We play games. Y'all watch this. Let me know your thoughts on the matter. And we get down to the conversation on the chat and talk about it together. I appreciate every one of y'all who come and watch my videos and stuff like that. I appreciate doing this. I would like to do this more often if everything works out correctly in the YouTube world and everything else like that. But this is my first time doing something like this. It is helpful. Instead of watching it, taking notes, they're coming back, I can let this do it and get my real-time opinion. Can I say more? Maybe I could have, but I want to listen to what he's saying and back with everything. Because at the end of the day, I haven't got 100% all the information from other interviews. I know a little bit more, but not everything 100%. All right. So with that being said, please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Hit the middle 14. You see the name right there. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell to be notified on my videos. Click down on the description box down below and follow my socials. And also my Discord. That's the best place you can hit me up and you want to talk to me there and whatnot. Until further ado, I may premiere this tonight or another night, but you will see this. It will premiere, so you can chat with me while we watch it together. So I hope you grab your snacks and stuff because you be prepared for the long recording. All right. So till later. Peace out.